crazy game. I don't care what anyone says. That game, I don't even like basketball games. I don't even watch games. You guys can talk. You guys can actually yeah, you're all just watching me go. I'm trying to talk about this game.
Why
were
don't
all
you like
watching it
games?
too. You know, I've never been a watch sports person, even though I play sports. I just never watch sports.
You just wanted to do them?
Yes.
He's a much better player than.
I don't know. Do you watch a lot of porn, Jazmine? Or do you just want to do it? See what I mean? It's like I just don't.
That is a question.
You know, I prefer to play than watch. But I know, Lauren, I know you watch a lot of sports.
Watching sports, yeah, it's a good way to spending time and everything doing that.
Exactly, it's a waste of time. I've just never.
When there's good sports going on, that's when it's like.
Wait, so what do you do in your pastime? What is your pastime thing?
My pastime is either actually working towards my goals, reading, or if I am watching something, it's something that I visually find expressive on Netflix. Like I'll watch a movie
in order to learn something.
Well, I watch a lot of movies in order.
Time.
What was the last movie you watched?
Since I sell scripts, it's not wasting time. I learn the formula that gets out, and I'm like, this is a great way, or this is what's right, or that's what's wrong. Do you watch musicals? Because, Lauren, you sing, so do you watch musicals?
Hell yeah, I watch musicals.
Do you ever watch them and learn technique, and you're like, oh, this is what they did right, this is what they did wrong?
Yeah, I'll be like, I found this attractive, so now I'm going to.
So you understand why I watch movies now. And so the whole point I'm making is.
I hate you.
So the concept, I just want to make sure you understood, because it seems we've seen a lot of times when people don't understand something because it doesn't relate to them specifically. But if we take the time to understand how it can actually metaphorically represent us, we will realize things. Message, that's for all the white people out there hating black.
A word. Speaking of books, since you mentioned you read books, what's your favorite book? Well, top three. Rather.
Top three that have influenced me. I would say Kurt Vonnegut's Cat's Cradle. I would say Roll of Thunder, Hear My Cry by Mildred Taylor. And then I would throw in the third one is going to be Outlier, Malcolm Gladwell.
Okay. I like him. That's the only one I knew.
Outlier?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just because it was very well done and formulaic. I don't know. LoJack, do you read?
I don't really read, but I'm trying to get into reading. Like I'm trying to get.
What's
back
a good
into
beginner's
it,
book you think?
I don't know.
Oh, if you don't read.
Because Lauren can't read. Here's the thing.
Oh, you're trying to play.
I am dyslexic, so I do audiobooks.
No, it's not dyslexia. This was specifically because you misread an entire word.
First of all, I was trying to have my accent down when you heard us practicing, and that's why that came up. I did not.
Wait, you
don't
didn't
say the word.
introduce us, though.
I didn't, and today we talk penis-sized private relationships and black women dating and dating black women on today's Imperfect Gentlemen show. Today is Tuesday.
Blocked him.
Today is Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, and you know what that means. You are listening to the one and only sounds of the impeccable, impenetrable Tehran von Ghasri alongside Mr. GK, who is not in the building. However, as per usual, we will now be having a guest male host. So today we have our guest host as basketball aficionado, player on and off the court, would have scored the last bucket and took a cheerleader home. Lorne Jackson, a.k.a. LoJack, is in the building.
Yo.
I'm like,
hey,
I can
that
go
was a
home.
great intro. Like, man, I probably need those in the real games when I was playing.
Yeah, I would be a great, if I wasn't playing, I feel like ringside, I'd be amazing. And of course, we are Imperfect Gentlemen, the show that brings expert female panelists to help guide us on our society's much needed quest to become better men. Today, our expert female panelists are singer, actor, TikToker, Disney princess, and blabbermouth Loren Lott.
You're ugly!
And
You're ugly!
her cohort, dancer, actor, and shapeshifter.
What's a cohort?
Jazmine
I don't know
Robinson.
this word.
Jazmine Robinson.
I'm Lauren.
I'm Jazmine.
And together we are. That was all I had.
Okay.
I gotta have a name.
We were actually
I
looking.
gotta
I
have a
know.
name, yeah,
I know.
yeah.
Sorry to disappoint you.
Yo, that's what's up, Salt and Pepper.
Yeah,
Listen,
We're cohorts.
cohorts, not
Cohorts.
whores.
I said horts.
No,
I
we
said
heard,
horts.
We all heard cohorts.
Oh, she said whore.
Okay, it's
thought that's
cohorts.
what you said.
No, cohorts
I heard it clearly.
are people who are clearly working together. They are accomplices. They are in it together.
In it to win it, too.
Yeah, so a cohort.
Praise.
So
I'm glad you got
Why
the
can't we see
correction
ourselves?
on this pronunciation?
Because it's being filmed. I don't know. Have you done much shows where you can actually watch yourself as you're doing them?
I don't know. Most of the time, it's a camera
That's
facing
because
me.
most of the time
Yeah.
your guys are on TikTok, which, by the way, both of you have amazing TikToks, and they do very
Thanks.
well. You do dancing choreography.
Heck yeah.
It's a workout.
What's the appeal of TikTok?
I really don't know. You know, I think it's a place where basic people can go and be famous, and that's just really fun.
I was gonna say it's more of a community than a
Oh.
tier of celebrity. Everyone has a chance to
That was a nice way to say it, for sure.
gain exposure for what they do.
LoJack, are you a TikToker?
I am not a TikToker.
Do you ever go on TikTok?
I've tried, but I didn't know how to work it, so it was just.
Yeah,
it
and
was a
I just
wrap,
don't like
you know?
15-year-old
It-
girls.
it was
Shout
tough,
out
yeah.
to some people that do.
That too.
I don't find it.
There's some millennials on there.
There is a lot of different people on there.
A lot of people say TikTok is racist. That's a thing that's been brought up recently, and
Yeah.
especially in light of everything going on. Do you find TikTok problematic or racist? As both of you have lots and lots of millions of views and hundreds of thousands of followers. Do you think TikTok is prohibiting your growth?
Not anymore. I feel like there was a time when they were kind of shadow banning a lot of black people.
That
So
was
you weren't
that was
seeing-
the thing.
Yeah, and it
that
was like
prompted that
a black person
conversation.
would do a dance, and then a white person would do the same dance, same song, and then those were the only videos that TikTok was pushing based off of the black person's dance, and that was happening for like
So cultural
months.
appropriation is
Oh,
happening
for
even online.
For sure. I mean, now that it's like gotten a lot better since people have brought it to TikTok's attention, like massively.
China's government was like, oh no.
All the info on that.
I just think to myself, well, if I support my other black creators, then it won't be a problem. That's the end of it.
Do you feel like a lot of black creators create dances that a lot of other creators emulate and get credit for?
Yes. Yes, that's like the whole thing of TikTok. But I'm saying it's
But
gotten
that's,
better.
like,
Like
black
now
people
people
in
give
general.
credit. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
life. But now, like, the white people started giving credit to the originators of dances, and then when they don't, the TikTokers now, you know, that generation, what is it, Z?
Z.
Yeah, they're like really, really aggressive, and they'll like troll people's comments and be like, "You need to give Black Girl 115 her credit for this dance."
It's interesting that people are getting involved, which is always a good thing. And by the way, shout out to all the white people that know we don't mean you when we say white people. I want to give a shout out to all those people because there's a lot of people who just call themselves out when you put. Has anyone else posted like normal things and lost followers? Like I'll say things like love and tolerance will heal the world, and people will be like, "Go back to your country." I'm like, what? What? Why is that even a thing?
Yeah, their guilt starts coming out for sure
Yeah.
in
I'd be like,
simple conversations.
Oh, love and tolerance isn't going to protect our borders. I'm just like, I wasn't saying anything.
People got stuff to say.
Yeah. I feel like the TikTok generation, as much as people complain or criticize them, are the generation that's going to heal the world.
Oh, they definitely are. And they be on there educating each other too. Like these kids make educational videos and give black history that we never learned in school.
What,
And it's just more of a community. That's why I was like saying that earlier, because it's kind of like we all got each other's backs versus, I don't know, anything else, any other social platform of I got to get verified to be.
I mean, aren't people verified on TikTok though?
Yes.
Yeah, but
How do
some-
you get verified on TikTok?
Yeah,
I
you
need to
gotta
know.
have
I don't know. I'm
Reviews or
not
something
verified
like
on
that?
TikTok. And
Really?
TikTok
Oh.
made my page. And I'm
But
still not verified.
like
so I don't know.
you're still great, even though you're not verified.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you're not
It's like-
as great because you're not verified. Like, that's a real thing. That blue check makes a difference.
Does
It
it?
really
does
does.
make a difference.
It
On
really
TikTok?
Well, I don't really think it does that much on TikTok, honestly,
Exactly.
because people have millions of followers and they're not verified. It's
I
not
love
that
how
deep.
LoJack tried to say it does for some people, as you only date verified girls, bro.
Crazy.
Like, I've seen.
I mean, I don't
this in real
discriminate.
life.
Are they verified, unverified? It doesn't matter to me. You know, it's all about
I
what's
like-
on the
I
inside.
like
you know what I'm
verified
on the
saying?
pages.
inside,
Yeah,
Yo,
on the inside of their bio.
this is when you realize.
On the inside of their bio.
Oh,
He's like, I like someone I can trust. Fund.
hold on. Do you feel like does verified make a
Thank you.
difference?
Thank you.
Does
Verified
verified
make
make
a
a
difference
difference
for
for you?
Whatever. It's
Yes.
your picture quality that makes a difference for me.
Yeah, you gotta have a verified page for sure,
Very.
and then I'll see your DM and
Your
then I'll
worth?
respond. Yeah, for sure. Your worth is in that blue check. No, it's not. It doesn't. It's not that deep. It's whatever.
I mean, everyone says it's whatever, and yet we see that. I also get the same thing when I'm like, hey, female panelist, does money matter?
Yeah.
No, that matters.
Yeah.
At least that's becoming a lot more honest. You know what I'm saying?
Why would we
Because you know what
lie?
the realest lyric the realest lyric out of all the lyrics that have ever been made by every rapper, every hip hop artist, trap, anything is just got rich, took a broke nigga's bitch. That is the realest line.
And let the church.
And that's
say,
probably how it.
Amen.
That's probably how it went.
Yeah. Like, yo, nobody, like, I go to IHOP, but if you can take a girl to Nobu, she's yours. Like, Nobu in Malibu, she's yours. You're gone. Like, oh, we gonna go to Nobu for your birthday? And I'm just like, no, boo, we not going. You better like, do you like Scottish food? Do you like Scottish food? Because I heard this place, McDonald's, is popping. Like, McDonald's is amazing. Yo, we're going, I'll treat
so
you like
loud in
royalty,
here.
Burger King. Like, we're not.
It's so loud.
I feel like you have to earn Nobu. I don't think a lot of women understand how expensive it is to date in major metropolitan cities like New York, Chicago, Miami,
It's expensive to
and
date.
Los
they
Angeles.
understand.
No. It's not expensive to date in Arkansas. Like Arkansas, it's not. Oh, let's go to Walgreens. Like it's not expensive.
Yeah, even the movies out here are like hella expensive.
Yeah, because girls don't realize when you go to a movie with a girl and she's like, "Oh my God, I didn't like that movie." It's like, yeah, I didn't like it $50 time more than you did it. Like it just cost me that popcorn
And it
that you
was
just left the rest of on the chair cost me $78.
Fine. What's a perfect date to a guy?
A perfect date to a guy, Lil Jack?
Careful. You sure you don't want to answer this one?
I have a lot of answers.
You first,
Perfect
verified.
date to a guy. I mean, I'm not big on dates, but if I would have to go on a date, I would be like getting something to eat. You know, going to the park, going on a nice long walk. Huh?
What kind of place?
Nowhere. Definitely not Nobu. Like I don't take people to Nobu just like
Yo,
that.
catch.
Yeah,
girls
Nobu's
will be like,
overrated.
Let's go to
Rated.
catch. Let's go to
Probably,
catch.
like, yeah, I don't know. Like probably like males drive-in or something like that. You know, something like
Even
you know,
then,
not too
listen.
fancy.
Girls do not realize how much things cost. They'll be like, "Oh my God." Like, and I'm
somewhere
not
not
saying
too crazy
I'm not
expensive.
saying you owe anything after a date. Obviously, that's not the case.
No, because
But
we're gonna get into the emotional cost.
The concept is this:
Okay.
you like Chanel, I like Anel, so we have to make a change. This
Gotta
isn't.
be in the middle.
You're not
You know
just
what I'm saying?
getting. She's expensive. You understand? You're not just getting stuff off bat. Like girls will be like, "Let's go to Catch on the Catch." Dinner at Catch costs $983,000 for two people. Like it's just not. That's a car payment. It's a car payment to go to Catch. They're gonna be like, "Let's go to Catch," like casually, like, "Let's go to Catch." You better catch this dick. Like you're not just catching Catch. Like we're not.
What's a perfect date to you then?
I pay $8.99 for Netflix,
Screaming.
right? And so
Screaming.
that's the best we go. Like here's the thing about a date. What is a date? What is the concept of a date to both of you?
Screaming. You first.
Oh.
Doing an activity together and spending time together.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Doing a
Is that that's
special.
not a
Anything.
that's a date.
Doing anything.
I understand.
Doing something that's outside of the ordinary together.
Interesting. A date is basically an interview. Do you understand? It's an interview, which is why, and this is the thing, it's why people act the way they do on dates, because it's a first, second, third interview, and we're interviewing for the job of hitting it. Now, here's the thing. Now, sure, there can be emotions at some point. There can be many things that come after it, but the concept is this, and this is why when you go to a job, this is why guys lie on dates, because we're trying to get that job. The
Guys-
same way. Oh, yes, guys lie on dates. Guys lie. Do they open the car door for you on a date? Yup. My parents have been married for 30-some years. Do you think my dad opens the car door for my mom? If my mom was waiting for my dad to open the car door, she'd be calling home. He'd be home like, "Oh, I thought you got in." Like it's just that's real love. So we lie.
That's real love.
And open the door in the
Boo.
beginning. We say things. We listen to you speak. You know, we care about things you care. Oh, that's great. You're like, it's an interview. It's the same way when you go to a job interview and they ask you, "What's your biggest weakness?" No one ever tells the truth. Everyone says things like, "Oh, either that I'm a hard worker or I'm a perfectionist." No one ever says, "I'm always late and I steal from the register." No one tells the truth. That's what a first, second, third, fourth date is. Until you get to the point, which is why the longer you're in a quote-unquote relationship, the less activities you end up doing.
The longer you're dating. You
Yeah,
mean.
the longer you're in a situationship.
Okay, the dating part.
I don't know these big words that you're using. I don't like these big words.
Just
I don't
say,
like
say what
labels.
it is.
I don't like
You're
labels.
dating and then you're in a relationship and then
Labels,
you're
yeah.
married.
Bring out those questions.
Oh, I have
Oh,
questions.
I mean, but that's the thing.
Uh-oh. Dun, dun,
It
dun.
depends. Like, it sounds good. What you said sounds good. If that's your path, but not everybody needs to be on that path. I don't know how much marriage works, to be very honest.
A lot of people
Marriage
don't.
is like, it sounds great, but it's not like marriage has been an amazing institution, historically speaking. When you ask people who are married, very rarely do
Apparently,
you find
neither have dates.
happy married couples. So why are we so bent on getting married when marriage hasn't been the solution historically to relationship woes?
Then be together. Outside of dating.
Exactly, which is why Netflix and chill. Like, what do you think I'm trying? Okay.
Just be friends, be partners. You know, it doesn't have to be a label like you said. Like,
I don't like labels. I don't even like when my mom and dad call me their son. Like, did we talk about this? Like, what do you mean? I have a name. Like, let's build up to my interests first.
I have questions.
Yes.
We were playing this game and we
Last
got
night.
some. You can pick a card. Pick a card. Pick a card. Everyone
Okay, let
answers.
me
It's not like
see.
a win or lose
There we
thing.
go.
Everyone just kind of says their answer. You want to go first? For the
How
card?
has social media changed the way you date?
Go ahead, answer.
I don't date, so verified. So it helps you out. But I do say that social media has broadened. See, the world is a small world after all, and social media has done that. Before, generationally speaking, like my grandparent, who did your grandparent date? Whoever they could walk to their house, that was their
Literally.
radius of dating.
Literally.
Then our parents had cars, so whoever they could drive on a phone call, like at the house, and then drive to their house, right? And now it's like the whole world is your dating pool, the world, which is why it seems it's harder to date now, which we're going to get to in our topic, especially for black women.
Oh, I thought it would make it easier to kind of shift through.
No. It makes it easier
There's
to
too
cheat.
many options.
It makes it
There's
easier
too,
to
there's
cheat.
too many options now.
See, because people think like for some reason like people weren't cheating in the past, but no, people have always been cheating. Like you don't even realize how much people have been cheating. People don't even realize. Like even when you watch the movie Titanic, she's cheating on her fiance. Like she's
Wow.
literally,
Facts.
she's engaged.
Even though he's trash, she is
it
cheating.
doesn't matter. She's cheating on like that's a real thing that happens. So people have always been cheating. It's just now you're looking at cheating in a different light because now it's in your face. We all hear about it because of social media.
What do you think? What do you think?
what I think about cheating?
People act like Marilyn Monroe didn't pop out of a cake for John F. Kennedy. Like happy birthday, Mr. President. Like, yo, what did you think she was? Okay. What did we think she was there for? Jackie O was looking at her like, bitch, you better get him out of his cake.
Help.
This guy is crazy.
Help.
Someone?
Yeah, what do you guys think? How has social media changed the way you date?
It made it easier for me to tell when it's not going to work and when
Ooh.
it could possibly work.
How so?
Because I don't have to like know about your kids, your family, and all this stuff. I'm going to find out about them on social media. And then I'll be able to determine kind of if you're a family person. Really, the quality of the pictures matter because I can tell about your eye and your taste.
How you want to present yourself to the world.
And I feel like that tells a lot about a person.
Yeah.
I got a question. How do you feel about people who don't have social media?
I would not trust you as far as I can
Ooh.
throw you because you're not participating.
I feel like those people are sometimes
For real?
pretty mentally healthy because
No,
they
they
didn't
are.
want to get involved.
They are. My sister doesn't have social media, and she's like completely
Psycho.
normal.
Psycho.
She's completely normal. What about you, Lawrence?
Lauren. Everybody calls me LoJack though, but I think
We're both Lauren.
I know. I
That's
think
so cute.
cheating. I mean, I think everybody does it to some extent. Like honestly, but
We weren't talking about cheating.
We
We were
weren't. But
literally
if
talking
you
about-
want to talk
You
about
just-
that,
you wanna go
you
ahead
wanna
and
just
go
go
there.
there.
It's
Yeah.
about social media
Oh,
and
about
dating and
social
social media.
media?
But
Yeah.
look,
I
if
was
you
still
want to
stuck on that
confess,
one.
like,
Yeah,
it's
Tekashi.
like,
I mean,
this
I
is an
definitely-
open
she
place.
definitely cheated
This is an
before.
open
You know what I'm
place.
saying?
Oh,
But,
wow.
you know,
This is a safe.
But at least
not
he's honest
surprising,
right
but,
now.
You know, I'm trying to be a better man, trying to learn from past mistakes. But definitely, like
Beautiful.
that's a tough thing that people got to go through and deal with. You know,
Yeah.
temptations out
Yikes.
there.
Yes, there are.
You know, it's tough.
Do you feel like everyone cheats?
Ooh,
I
that's
think
a real
everyone has
question.
the capacity to cheat. I do not think everyone cheats. So I have a
More specifically, men.
I have a parental unit that cheating is not a part of their lifestyle. However, I feel that it depends on what you're going into, and we see a lot of people with Peter Pan syndrome. So it's like I'll never grow up. I don't want to grow up. We're all stuck in La La Land. We don't want to. Fairy dust is everywhere. But I will say something. One of in a past show, I had a guest who's one of my very close friends, Crystal Marie, who's very amazing, very
They're your friend?
beautiful.
Very talented.
Excuse me?
Your friend?
Yeah, it's my
Okay,
friend.
cool.
So she's a beautiful, amazing, very funny comedian. And she pointed out something that she's in Hollywood, and she said, you know, I'm around a lot of stars, and it's very difficult to not cheat in Hollywood because it's not like I'm in Idaho. I'm around legitimate superstars. I'm around legitimate superstars who are all alphas, and guys are around all of the best looking women in the world all come to one place. And
Yeah.
you're around the alphas of alphas and around the most beautiful women. So it's not like the temptation is there for both men and women. So it's not like men cheat and women don't. It's men suck at lying because we're stupid
way
and women
better.
are so intelligent
Yeah.
and are good at it and cover for each other. While men,
better
you
than
might
we
hit
do.
your boy up and he'd be like, yo, yeah, he cheating, hit me. Like, what? So,
Women are
Heard
cohorts.
it before.
cohorts. Women are cohorts.
Cohorts.
Like
You
that.
know this for a
I like
fact.
that.
You know this for a fact, women are cohorts. The same, if you're dating someone low, the same girl that's your best friend, your girl's best friend who loves, oh my God, Low Jack, ah! As soon as you mess up, be like, oh, I hate that Kermit the Frog looking. You know what I'm saying? Oh, look at
Just
him
like
in his
that,
stupid
yeah.
yellow hat. And will
Energy.
hate you immediately. But your guy friends will be like, oh, hey, hey, Fatima. Like, it's like, what?
Always Fatima. It's always Fatima.
You know? Hey. Like, they'll just still be cool.
That's true. If we're not over him, then
Yeah.
we're not over him.
And
But
girls
when we
wait
cut
for
him
the
off,
drama. They love the drama. Girls love, they cannot wait for drama to pop off. They get
Especially
together.
the friends, they be waiting for
100%.
it. Man.
The friends, they have PowerPoint presentations ready to go. They have advice. There's more fish in the sea. The sun will come up. Guys don't have the emotional capacity. What are the only 3 words of advice? LoJack's dating girl, they break up. What's the only 3 words of advice that I have?
let it go.
No, fuck that bitch.
knew it, I
That's
knew it, I
literally the
knew
only
it.
thing I can say. That's literally the
Pray
only
for
words
them.
that
Really
I
tell
can
me
say.
that too.
Yeah, Jazmine will give me a
That's
pray
what-
for them. We'll do a pray for them.
Exactly. We're not like that.
Yeah, never like
That's
that.
what I'm saying. That's the ultimate. And then
We're
I
never
expect you to
like
be
that.
over it. Walk it off. That's
We're
like we have 3
therapized.
words of emotional empathy, and that's about it.
True shit too.
Screaming.
Yeah, that's about it.
Do you want to read a
I don't know if Lauren answered how has social media changed the way you date.
I did.
What was your answer?
I don't remember. It was a long time ago.
Yeah, but if you had to rethink the answer,
Uh-huh.
what would you say? Is it you post and hope for #relationship goals?
I think social media has changed the way you date because, like Jazmine said, you can see how the person lives and who they are. That's what I think.
A lot of people post their relationships on social media. How does each of you feel about that?
I think
your
that depends on
choice.
I think that depends on
if
the
you
couple.
post the things you love,
You have to
then-
know the
yeah,
consequences
if you
that come
post,
with
like-
posting your relationship, though. Not that I've been there,
right?
but
Like
just saying.
You've never done this? Because I saw an
I-
entire video. I saw an entire video
Of what?
It was just
Burner.
it was you in a past relationship. And it's like, oh, what your past relationship has done for you or something. It pops up.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, that was a mistake. I definitely don't recommend you putting your relationship out there because once you do that,
No,
it's out there
not-
forever.
Not too much
But-
at least.
Well,
But
I
I
mean,
think-
if you end up together like forever, then that's like great. But once you put yourself out there, and then sometimes you're fighting, and then you run into people who like know who you are, and they'll be like, they'll see y'all acting distant, and just be like, oh my gosh, I love you guys, and it's like
Yeah.
really uncomfortable because it's like, okay,
But
I
I
literally
think that was
hate him
different because
today.
you guys were like almost marketing
yeah,
together versus just like sharing a bit here and there.
yeah. But we never shared our personal like our relationship. It was just like the skits and all of that, and then like
That was
the
that
little
was a
millions of
thing.
views. It was very much so a thing.
Yeah.
But I don't.
But you
like,
were in
to
a
this
relationship with the
day-
person and you put it out there. If it's a brand, it's very different. But what happens when you break up and then now everyone's involved in your breakup?
And then not only is everybody involved, but now your followers and whatever you just built with this person, they followed you to see, even if they followed just you and not the partner, they followed you to see you guys' content and to see you guys together and to see you as a couple.
I think that was a different
And I
spectrum
think,
of posting. Your
That was
relationship.
a fail. I think there's a healthy way to do it. Maybe just like a picture
Yeah,
here
but
and there. That's cute.
I know.
Yeah, it's
you know what I'm
like
saying?
like
Keep
we're
it
on
down
vacation.
after
It's
24
like,
hours here.
do you want to see the back
Yeah.
of his head or his hands? You know, it's like
Yeah.
You can keep it slick like
yeah,
that.
we could keep it slick. It's cute. Like
But
yeah.
I see a lot
That's
of
true.
queens who post a lot of different
Yeah, cool.
kings every other week. And it's like, haha, bitch, you a frog. Like, let's be very real. At this point, we help me help you. Like, why are you?
Yeah, that
like,
can be
every
embarrassing.
week it's a different king. Every week it's a different king. And
That's
it's
a bad
because
look.
you're oversharing.
Yeah.
You're oversharing.
There's a healthy way to do it.
oversharing.
There is a such thing as oversharing,
Yeah.
but I think you can actually post your significant other, and it'd be fine. Because I think people actually care less than you.
You know, there was a time, especially before this generation has this branding of relationship, but there was a time where artists, especially in Hollywood, entertainment, music, they were specifically told,
Don't date.
basically, even if you are dating,
Publicly.
don't expose it or allow it publicly. In fact, the last casualty of this was J. Cole. If you remember, he had kept his marriage private for a very long time. One of his friends accidentally exposed it, and his numbers actually dropped because of it.
Wow.
So his career actually suffered because he went from the perception of this young single guy to marriage ages you. Marriage also it takes away a sex appeal that people find in you. It's the different roles, and you're sucking your teeth as Will Smith went through the transformation, which is
I'm just saying, because I like J. Cole, I'm not questioning whether you're married or not. I would appreciate him more if he talked about it and talked
Sure.
about his.
I think
Now
that
I'm
would be
questioning
cute.
your authenticity.
But we also talked about the
Mhm.
book Outlier, and maybe you're an outlier in that case.
Mm,
And what do we
could
do
be.
with outlier numbers when you have them in a scientific data pool? Do you know what they do?
Screaming.
They throw them away.
Screaming.
So while you may feel that way, are you the general person? Like most of your audience, out of 100% of your
I think
fandom,
it's just changed.
100% of
Time.
your fandom, I would say 20% are actual fans and 80% are bandwagon.
But we're talking about people who are blowing up as couples. Like it's interesting now to vlog and to be personal.
So
Yeah,
what
'cause
if
most
you're not
people
a
want a
couple anymore?
relationship though.
But that's fine. But
What if you're the girl that comes after the branded couple?
Then that sucks.
See what I mean? Because okay, so let me put it in this term, right? So let's say you're Lauren. I'm asking you. Let's say you're dating
That's
a girl,
so confusing.
right? You're dating a girl, and you found
one
out
number
that
two.
she had a threesome with her ex and another girl who was very attractive before you. Would you then be like, why are we not having a threesome?
Most definitely.
Yeah, it'd be a thing,
I wanna
right?
know the answer to that. Yeah.
It'd be a thing that happened. And what if she says something because that happened? So it's something you had before that you're now not having with someone else. You would feel
I would
like
definitely be tight about that.
exactly
Yeah,
like your
that's a fact.
relationship is not as significant or it's not as sexual or she's more physically attracted to the past person than she is to you. And that would feel unfair. So the same way that there's a sexual connotation which is valued by many males, there's an emotional value that happens with females. So in a situation, in my opinion, that's my opinion. So in a situation where females can see a branded relationship and now there isn't one, would you not feel possibly like you've received the short end of that stick?
I think it's possible to share your significant other and y'all not be branded together. You don't have
Sure.
to be a brand. But
Sure.
if that's the question.
But if you shared, let's say you shared, even
Yes.
sharing, right? And you had all these pictures. And then now you're dating someone new and you have no pictures. They feel a certain type of way. Or do you share the new person too?
it's life. Like, yeah, eventually,
Yeah.
sure, because I'm dating someone new.
Yeah.
And you're coming on this journey of life with me. That's just the process.
But you're wrong. It's not life. It's social media. And that's what the point is. And that's why people who don't have social media, as Loren Lott pointed out, have a significant peace of mind because social media is Front Street. No one ever shows pictures of them like unless they're getting attention for it. No one ever shows a picture of them taking a shit. No one ever does things like that unless they get attention for it. No one's showing the bad parts of their life. They're always showing the best of their life. So it's not real. It's not real life. That's what I'm saying. And since it's not real life, you'll find that there's a significant lacking when you are public and then now you're public again. Guess what? You're going to get judged for it. So back to that threesome conversation, because some girls will be like, but I like you more now. I like you more than I liked him. That's why I wouldn't do it. And usually, like, I'm like, okay, you know what? I bought my ex a car, but because I like you, I'm not going to buy you one. Like, I used to buy my ex all these Louis bags, but you know what? With you, it's not material. So.
Yeah, I wouldn't appreciate that.
Exactly.
Sure. Give me a bag.
Thank you.
Give me my bag.
Thank you, Nobu fan.
Nobu is overrated. That's so crazy that you would think that. I love Nobu.
It's real. That's a real thing. What's the next question?
Okay. Is it a requirement that you communicate every day with the person you're dating?
Yes.
Lauren?
I don't think it should be. No, I don't like talking to the same person every day or just anybody every day. Period. Like I like days to myself. Like
just with communication. Just with communication,
maybe like a text here and there. But
yeah, like
you don't have to
like
talk
it doesn't
on the
have to be
phone.
like a full conversation,
like a
but
text.
to communicate every day, do you think that's important or no?
I think that's like it could be important. Yeah, just not talking on the phone. I'm like
basically because we gave you the answer. You know, you're gonna say
Yeah.
That's basically
Say what
you know,
we
I'm trying.
want you to say.
The dating thing has been hard for me in life. You know, so I'm trying to.
Dead?
You know, as you can see, I'm still single, so I'm trying to figure it out. Y'all helping me a great deal. You know.
a great deal. I think it's important. At least you can send me a little good morning text because somebody else gonna give me attention today, and I just want to get attention from the person I want.
That's real. When there's a bunch of people giving you attention and you just want that one person's attention, then that gets annoying.
It gets
it's
annoying.
like give me
It's
attention
like,
because somebody else is.
I'm
It's
dating.
like
I think.
life.
Oh, I'm so sorry. What's the question?
Oh, is it a requirement that you communicate every day with the
I already
person
know
you're
this
dating?
No.
No.
yeah.
I think we all think. No, I'm kidding.
No.
I think it's important. At least something every day. Like you said. I mean, at least like a how are you doing? At least good morning. Hope you're having a good day. Just so you know that person is thinking about you daily. I think that's important.
Honestly, here's my thing. I'm not a big fan of small talk, so that's number one. I don't like small talk. So if
What about,
hey,
I
how are you?
remember-
How are you? How's everything? Good morning. I don't need good morning.
What about I'm thinking of you? Talk. Like, hey,
I
just
can
thinking
see how
about you.
I can see how that's special. However, to me, if it's oversaturated, it loses its significance. And if I'm doing it
Like
every day,
Netflix?
let me tell you something that every day becomes. If I do something every day, you know what it is? It's called a chore. And therefore, you've now
Oh my
deep
god.
value
You're
Or a beautiful habit.
fun-sucker.
a relationship.
You're just sucking fun out of everything, out of social media.
He's keeping it real. He's
It's
keeping it
because
real.
it's not real life. It's just sharing. Goodness, it's like
You're a
just-
fun sucker.
where is his straw?
He's just keeping it real, sharing his experiences. You know.
No, I mean it's not that. It's because I feel if people break down relationships to its core value, you'll realize how many things we value that are actually insignificant and how many things that are significant we forget, and that's why there's a breakdown of relationships. There's a whole concept like if people drop their phone and it cracks, what do? They go, "Oh, I have to buy a new phone." But what if when you drop your crack, you go, "Hey, how can I fix this phone?" And that's the thing we don't do because the cracked phone looks like it's broken when it works perfectly fine. But the new shiny phone that might be rotten on the core, that's the one we value. And I'm not for that. I don't need all the extra. As long as my phone works and works for me, that's what I value.
That was actually very sweet.
Take notes. Fellas.
Yeah, that's why my love language is shut the fuck up.
Literally, it could all be so simple.
Yeah.
I got one. Name something petty to take after a breakup.
All of his left shoes.
His
All
lip
of
shoe?
his converters.
All of his left shoes.
All of his
left
converter
shoe.
pieces to his max.
Her friends. Virginities. Her friends' virginities.
Damn, yeah, that's a cool one. I'll have to go with that one. Yeah.
Thank you.
They keep taking everyone's
He said her
A petty thing
friends.
to take after a
Virginities. That's funny.
Ooh wee. Maybe her car keys or something like something real petty like
That is
Like,
crazy.
Wow,
gotta-
you're a dark
if you're gonna be
person.
petty, why go half petty or like little bit petty? You might
Because
as well be
that's
all the
petty.
way petty. You know
'Cause
what
I wanna
I'm saying? Like, you might as well
inconvenience
take
you.
it all the way. Do some.
Or like all of his hats. That's
cool.
pretty messed
Yeah.
up.
That is so
That's
messed
up.
up.
Take all of his hats.
I would break off
See?
like the little backs to the, on the chain. Like I would just break off all the little backs. So,
So
he
he
would
can't-
be like going
See,
to connect them.
you guys aren't real petty. You guys are like surface petty. I would take her soul. Like this is the thing. Like I would do
Help.
things like I'm very petty. Like I'm not just a little petty. I'm
Or
post your
evil.
I'm post an ad with your number that says Honda Accord for $2,000. See Habla Espanol petty. Call any time of night. Like I'm petty. Like I'm not just like I'm gonna hurt. Like
Or
if I'm
psycho. That's
if
a
I'm
little.
playing that
That's
game,
deep.
I'll play that game for real.
Mm.
Like I'm playing. If we're playing games, you know what I'm saying? I'm taking your bank account and closing your credit cards petty.
Screaming.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Like if I'm gonna be petty, I'm not just going, oh, take your shoes. I can buy shoes. You know what you can't buy? Extension right away when you're about to go on a show. You know
Now
what I'm saying?
that's petty.
That's petty.
Don't.
Where's my hair?
Woo!
I don't know. Maybe
Yo,
he's with
that's
Jamal.
That's dark.
Oh,
That's
my-
messed up. Not the extensions.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say that one too. I don't want to take it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Were you?
Like if we're gonna be petty, I mean, what I'm saying is, I'm look. Petty is an art form.
Look.
Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, Petty LaBelle. Like pettiness is an art form. Oh, I'm gonna take the shoes. Oh, shoes? No.
Imagine you're trying to get ready
No,
though,
no.
and all your left shoes are gone. That's annoying.
Okay. Or what if you just had no underwear? Like zero. Like you go to your little thing. There's no underwear.
That's
no
a-
underwear.
That's a Tuesday.
No.
Honestly.
No. You're not understanding. You're not. You keep thinking your underwear's just gone. No, it's spread out all over your apartment complex that says your name. You know what I'm saying? It's spread out.
Why
in
do you
your
have
name.
so much time?
You know what I'm saying?
This
Because
is-
he's not on
Got time to
social
be-
media.
he is on social media.
I
He
am.
just takes the time.
Like it's spread out. Like that's the thing, is being petty to you publicly. That's what hurts. Like you're doing
Mm.
private stuff. No.
You're a dark person. What's your question, sir?
Screaming.
My question is, what are your pet peeves during sex? And I'll answer that first. Mine.
I'll answer. Oh, he
You
has
know
an
what I'm
answer
saying? I
for
got
this
an answer
one,
for this one.
guys.
Mine would probably have to be, when after, if I had a couple rounds or something, maybe one round that night. When I'm
He
trying to
said
go
a
to
couple,
sleep.
maybe
When
one.
I'm trying to go to sleep, and then somebody tries to like keep going, and I'm just trying to like sleep and just chill. Like that gets on my nerves, like for real. Like something, like a lot of the time, I enjoy my sleep. You know what I'm saying?
Screaming.
You know.
I'm gonna base this. Here's the thing. You know when you're with someone and it's like you're like you feel safe and secure because you're in their arms and like your head's on their shoulder, and you just feel like you feel comforted by that. Your heads aren't weightless. Like I don't realize why girls think their heads don't weigh anything. Like
Hard to breathe.
your head weighs like 33 pounds. No offense, Jazmine. Like you have, like Loren, you have a smaller head, and it's still like. So what I'm saying is,
It's still
like,
what?
It's still like a heavy.
It's still
cantaloupe.
what?
Like it's still.
It's still what,
it's
nigga?
still-
It's still what?
It looks heavy. So my thing is this: is like, why do I have this big bed? Like sleep on your side. Like we can't, cause like we.
Oh
No,
my
you
gosh.
sir, like, cause listen, your legs aren't weightless either. Like when you put your
Gosh.
big ass polar bear leg on top of arms, like
You
just
ain't never lied.
like yo, how would you feel if you went to sleep and I put a watermelon
You
on
ain't
your
never
shoulder
lied.
and then asked you how you slept when you woke up?
Beautiful if it was with you.
No. Your heads are not made out of helium. Like girls really feel like they, like y'all
Sick.
are skinny and still weigh over $120. Like okay.
If I can't put my
What-
feet on you afterwards, then like what are we doing? My feet on your legs, like
For a limited time, like
Like
I'm
that?
counting time.
Yeah.
That's what you like
This
that.
position.
All right.
I'm counting time. I'm counting.
So now-
And then, like, girls really sleep towards you so much, you're falling off the bed. She's like, yo,
That'd
like,
be the worst. That'd be the worst.
What's wrong with that though?
what's wrong with that is like now.
Why?
my
But you
back-
know what
my
guys do?
back
But
hurts.
you know what guys do? They keep like scooting over or whatever, and then it's like if you would just stay next to me, I wouldn't have to keep scooting your ugly
We're
self off the
scooting
bed.
over to get away. Listen, honestly,
Don't get away.
I
Just
get
stay
it. If
there.
you could arch your back, we wouldn't have. Listen, this is what I'm saying.
Most people can arch their back. It just
That's
depends
not-
on the situation.
That's not, the way.
Not everybody deserves the arch in your back.
All I'm saying is when it comes to cuddling like phone conversations and text conversations has a time limit. because sometimes conversations and texts seem to go on
So
forever.
how long
and
is the
so does
cuddling to you? When does it end?
What time frame?
I feel like cuddling should be cuddling, which is important in a relationship, is
Right, for
10%, 10%
Okay.
Time you
of the
spent.
amount of time that you spent in a sexual
Ooh.
activity. Like, if,
Yeah.
like if we was
You know what that is, Lauren?
we hitting for an hour, that's 6 minutes. I don't know who you've been hooking up with, but if that's the case,
10%?
I feel like cuddling is just, look, it's cool. That's cool with me. You got
Do
a
you
little
like to
cars, little
cuddle?
jewelry. I'm not specifically a cuddler. I'm not really like.
Most Aquariuses are
depends.
cuddlers, though.
It depends. It depends on my. No, I'm not. No.
Okay.
He
okay.
It depends,
just wants
but
to clear the
not
air.
for an extended period of time, for sure. For sure.
But you can't just cuddle with anybody either. You gotta like have like the right vibe and like everything. Like it's not cuddling with everybody.
Yeah.
You know,
Cuddling is very intimate.
unless you're just really
It's
into
beautiful,
cuddling.
especially when you can smell him. It's like,
You're such a smelly person.
I'm such a smell
Mm.
person.
It's
Yeah.
like,
I'm
what
like,
does he smell
I will stop liking somebody because of
You
their
smell bad?
scent. Yeah. Yeah. I have to be attracted to your smell. Every time.
I want
What
to hear
is-
you guys.
What's your
answers
pet
to
peeve,
this.
Lauren?
Yeah, what's you guys' pet peeve?
Oh, my pet. Oh, Jasmine.
When it comes to
That's
sex.
so weird that
Oh,
you're
I
next
wasn't
to
even
him.
done.
Wow, go ahead.
So,
Yeah, let him finish.
if we're
Jesus.
talking about my pet, listen, have you ever seen the Avengers?
You have a million
You ever
pet
watched
peeves in
the
life with
Avengers?
anything,
And there
so.
was the Hulk, and they kept asking him how he controls it, and then at the end they're like, "It's a good time to get angry," and he goes, "That's my secret. I'm always angry. That's my secret. I'm always annoyed. Like my baseline is annoyed."
What a
so
horrible way to live.
I mean, I'm fine. So my thing is, during sex, what are some of my pet peeves? If you don't know how to arch your back, like what are we doing? Scared cat? Scared cat, just go back to the alley you came from. Meow. Like I don't need scared cat. I don't need turtle back. If you don't know how to arch your back, like yo, that's a real thing. That's a problem. Dead fish, die. Like I don't need. Like I don't. What are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? If you act like, oh, I don't like. I need like. Let's. Yo, come on. We're put in some work. Let's put your back into it.
Put in
Put
some
your
effort.
back
Come
into
on.
it.
Practice that.
You know
arch.
what we're doing. You know what we're doing. You know what this is. You received the memo. You know what this is.
I don't think I have many pet peeves. I feel like maybe one of them is like if we're done being intimate and then you jump on your phone. It's just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Oh, whoa!
That feels lonely.
Screaming out of yours. Even just
Yeah, that'd be so rude. Oh no.
You live on your phone. You wouldn't care.
What if it's doing work? You know?
but even that, it's just
like,
like,
Yo,
can you
you
take
know,
a
I can
second?
understand that, but you know that dated catch you wanted? This is how the fuck I pay for it. So you need a okay. So
That's my only pet peeve. Like, just
Yo,
focus.
by the way, big shout out to some of the people in the crowd. We see
Man, all the people.
some of my good friend Alex is in the crowd. Sweet Like Chocolate is in the crowd. Passu's in the crowd. Got some ballers in the crowd. I mean, my man Dane is in the crowd. Who else is in the crowd? Phil's in the crowd.
Mhm.
Who else is in the crowd? Do you guys have any friends here? No. So we have.
Shout out to the girls from my Instagram. That was very sweet of you guys for coming.
Yes.
Oh, that's what's up.
And we're friends, so
All my other friends who couldn't make it, hope you're watching still.
Yeah, I hope you guys are watching and everyone tuning in on Comedy Store YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Make sure to share, like, subscribe, spread the word, share the love. Just don't spread corona. Thank you. All right, so we were getting to your pet peeves. Jazmine Robinson does not like the immediate phone user.
yeah. Really, after anything, after an intimate conversation, after anything, like, can you just can we
Focus.
close the show
Mm.
properly? That's it. Your turn, sis.
Me?
Yeah, it's you.
Um,
Valid though. That's valid.
I think my pet peeve. I really don't even.
You don't have a pet peeve
Do I not? I'm sure I do.
because she's easy to
She's
get along with.
Easy.
To get along with.
Every TikTok she has is about her being celibate.
I am definitely
Same.
celibate, but I'm trying to remember. It's.
You're
I mean,
both
it's
celibate?
been a year.
You're
but
celibate as well, Jazmine? That's why they don't
We're in
have
this
pet
together.
peeves. And that's why you're not going to catch, bitch. Like, we're not. Okay.
What is my pet peeve?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
What is my pet
That doesn't
peeve?
mean you haven't had it before.
You don't,
I'm trying to.
you don't-
I'm truly trying to remember.
you don't get a pet peeve now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
What
you're
was
not
my
having
pet
sex,
peeve?
so there's no like.
Yeah,
you know what my
right.
pet peeve is? Not having sex. That's
Yo, you a fool.
What was my? I'm sure. Have we ever talked about anything
no what.
that I just did not like? You know what I don't like? When I want to like go for like round 8 and then you're just like you're
Like him.
tired.
Oh my God, you're like, oh, biology.
Like Lorne.
Biology?
Yeah, because girls, we can like keep going and going and going, and then sometimes it's
That's
like,
a good one. That's a good last one.
yeah,
Yeah, but some girls pull over and take a nap. So it's like, why are you tired? You know what I'm saying?
that's so crazy. No one does that.
Yo, some people, do we have any
Well,
more
sex
questions?
is tiring.
This one last one. I think this one's pretty good.
Oh, what is that?
What would you do? Go ahead.
What would you do if your What would you do if your partner laughed at your attempt to be sexy?
What is your attempt to be sexy, though?
Anything.
Like, let's say that maybe if I like strip off my clothes and I have on some lingerie, and I tried to start twerking and I try to make it all like
Yeah.
intimate, and you're like, that would hurt my feelings.
No, I could see laughed at or laughing at someone or being laughed at could be hurtful, but it could be playful.
But it,
Yeah, I'm
what
too
if it's-
goofy for that
What
one,
if
so I
it's
feel
not a
like
goofy one? What if it was like a
you were actually
Yeah,
trying
like-
to be serious.
Like,
that would probably kind of hurt if it was like legit. They was
Especially
laughing
from a
at
guy.
Yeah, they're legit like thinking you're corny, and you're like legit trying to come in with the smooth, like the light skin, like that. And then they're like,
Ooh.
You.
looking
Like, nah,
at
that
them.
ain't working.
Yeah, that would hurt my feelings. Or like if you're trying to spell
Lick
his
your
name.
lips. You look at your lips like,
If you're trying to spell his name while you're on top, and he's like, "What are you doing?"
yeah, what are you doing? Why would
And
you
you're
do
over there
that?
like,
Stop
That sounds like it would be hurtful. Like, that doesn't sound fun. I'm glad you're celibate now. Like, why would you
I
ever
wouldn't do that. I saw that on Twitter, and that was funny to me.
No, you didn't. That sounds.
I promise I saw that
You
on Twitter.
saw someone writing someone and
They
spelling their name?
said that you're supposed to
That's
spell
from-
your
that's
name,
from
and then
Walk.
people were
That's from Walk.
commenting. Yeah, and I was like, I feel like I'd be horrible at spelling.
Yeah, but you're dyslexic. So it would be like,
Ooh.
it would be like,
Let's
why'd
praise
you just
God
spell-
for my mental health that is super intact.
Yo.
Let's praise God for my mental health that is still
who's
super intact.
who's the Rand? Like, who's,
Wait, I would never sleep with you.
yo, who's the Rand? Like, why? Why is that? By the way, for everyone this is the Comedy Store, so please understand comedy. I don't want like the Dyslexic Association of America just being like, dyslexia is
Send your
real.
DM.
Like, we get it. It's
I
real.
got really good grades in
We
school,
have
y'all.
humor.
Like
We have
I had
humor.
tutors. Life is fine still.
Does penis size matter?
Yeah. Yes, it definitely does. Because
Lord.
people think it's fun to be super huge. And it's like no one wants to have sex with a tree. That's not fun. But men think it's fun. It's not.
That is something to consider.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I've never
If
Had
you
a
were-
tree?
If you were
had
dating
a
someone
tree.
who had
Tree.
micro penis,
What are we doing?
do you know what micro penis is?
Yeah, we all know what micropenis is.
Micro penis is
You- you're
is a
right.
medical affliction,
Oh, it's
much like dyslexia, where it afflicts a certain portion of the population.
you're an ass. You're an ass.
So-
Amiga.
So the concept is micro penis is a real thing,
Okay.
and it's obviously a very small penis. What would you do if you were about to be sexually active, breaking your vow of celibacy, and your boy just microed it up?
I would know that was God telling me that I shouldn't be in this situation. And it was a test, and I failed. That's what I would
And you
know.
should be silly.
And I should be literally. I'd be like, dang it! I freaking knew. I came to the wrong house. Let me put back on my crop top.
Well, you didn't come, did you? So,
I
Jazmine- no, too soon?
Um.
No, he came too soon. Anyway, I'm so sorry.
What?
Micro penis.
Screaming. I would be like, you wanna watch Netflix?
So let's go back to your laughing at a person who's trying to be sexy question, and let's think outside the box a little. Size.
I wouldn't know about that question. You don't even gotta ask me.
Okay, but we say this, but have you ever been with someone, Lauren, who had either a very large vagina or a very small vagina?
That's a good question.
Like, do all vaginas feel the same?
I don't think they all feel the same. I mean, I've definitely been with a rather wider vagina before, once or twice in my life. But I mean, they all feel different. So
And
Yeah, what was the verdict?
Right. What was the experience?
It's a lot better when the vagina is like a little bit more tighter, and it feels a little bit better.
Were
I
you?
love how Lauren thinks he's being very diplomatic and still coming off like a fuckboy. Like it's just, I don't think
It's
you
the
understand.
glasses for me.
Yeah.
It really is the
You know?
glasses
It's
and the
whole-
teeth.
Yo, let him live, bro. Let him live.
It's the-
Let my family live. But yeah, so wider vaginas, no bueno.
That's a no go for me. Yeah.
Did you tell them?
Nah, I'm not that for it.
what would you say?
Yeah,
Your
that'd be-
vagina's
that'd be-
too
that'd be
big.
an
Yo,
awkward
why are
conversation.
your loose ass pussies just why?
Damn,
Why
that's-
is this? What would you say to micro penis?
think you just
Hey.
don't
I would
talk
still
to them.
handle it.
Woo, you gonna take one for the team?
I would take. Why would I crush this man like that?
What if?
Well, are we married?
What if you love this person with everything else and micro penis? Could you marry micro penis?
I could marry micro penis.
Good for you.
If you
I think
have
she
everything
lying.
else and I love you,
Mm.
yeah, I could definitely marry micro penis.
Micro penis is basically just a large clit. I just want to point that out. It's just
I
basically.
feel like that wasn't the like God ordained for me.
God has better for you than a micro penis. That's probably.
You know, like women want, like, oh, I want a man this tall. And it's just like, okay.
I think
like,
it's something
I
he
have
should
standards.
discuss
No,
for
I'm kidding.
sure. Like, let you know beforehand. Don't
Yeah,
surprise
tell
me.
Tell me.
Don't
please.
surprise me, especially if I'm waiting. Like, don't be like, oh, surprise, I have a clit. Like, don't do that.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people love saying size doesn't matter. This wasn't for you, so my text
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
for you. Yeah.
It was
I
for
wasn't
the
even. I
table,
know. I mean, you
clearly.
had it out for all of us, so
no,
I figured
no,
Basically.
it
not how
was the
works.
plan.
No.
Really.
So the concept is when it comes to size, everyone at the table is saying it matters. Whether you're male or female, size matters to some extent.
To some extent.
How much does it matter?
Like, is it a deal breaker in a
Yes.
relationship? We gotta talk about it. Cause you gotta like do everything pretty great. So I guess I feel like, yeah, maybe I would stay. I don't know. This is really testing me.
I don't think it's a deal breaker.
But then
I
no,
don't-
because
I don't
it's
think
not
it's a
even
deal
just that.
breaker.
I got to deal with other things in real life. Like maybe you have bad money management problems, or maybe you are promiscuous, or like
No,
other
but
people.
micro penis isn't promiscuous.
No,
here's
no,
my
no.
thing.
All I'm saying is you have other flaws
Sure, but
that
what
I
if
also
you
have
does?
to deal with.
what if you have amazing qualities but you have micro penis? Is that a deal breaker?
No.
Like you're great in every way but micro
In
penis.
every way?
If you're great everywhere else,
Sure.
I'm
It'll
still
work.
gonna love you. I'll make it work.
And this goes back to
Yikes.
is
What,
cheating
Brat?
more
What,
like
Brat?
yes, you're gonna cheat.
I might not.
That might is the problem. The might not instead of I would not is where we're
If I'm
at.
getting everything else, but then your penis is just little, like, I just feel like I can get over it. Does your hand work? Like, I don't know.
Could you get over
It's
Jazz?
other ways to get.
Yeah, there's other
Ooh.
ways.
Low, you getting over Loop booty. You getting
It
over
would be tough. I'd have to really like this person.
Yeah.
It's possible.
I don't
That's
think.
what
I don't think though.
This is included in the
I-
If you're outside, I want to hear all because we do not only we stream this, but we also have a live participating audience that's right outside at the Comedy Store. We're here every Wednesday, so spread the word. Tell your friends, come out, join us live. I want to know what people in the audience outside are thinking. We're gonna send a messenger out there and get that collected data. Let us know. You can feel free to hit us up on Instagram, social media, and let us know what you're thinking. Let's play our little game. We play a game here at Imperfect Gentlemen called Either Or. Now, here's the thing. We never make females do anything that they don't want to do. The concept of the game is either or. I will give you two options. I would prefer if you chose one. You do not have to, but just know if you don't, you're just not playing the game. You're no longer playing this game. So you're more than welcome to not, but it's up to you. Either or, NBA or NFL?
NBA.
NBA. I'm cold. I don't want to. We're outside. My hair,
Some stadiums are indoor.
my outfit. Most.
Some NFL stadiums are indoor.
Oh, okay. Go off. I don't know any.
But you're going with NBA.
That's a sure thing.
Why?
Cause it's inside.
Is it just the game? It could be the player. Like, what player would you prefer?
I don't know.
NBA players, you know what they look like? NFL players, you know what they look like.
Yeah.
I feel like I
Jazmine.
know what NBA players look like more than NFL players.
Yeah, we know. But
No.
Jazmine, you know what NFL players look like.
Stocky.
I mean, which one would you prefer?
I would prefer in.
Wait, some
Mm,
NFL
7 feet
players
tall.
though.
It's the stockiness for me.
Yeah, some NFL players.
Some aren't
Could you
stocky.
date a
It's the
7
show.
I
foot?
like the
No, no, no,
muscle.
I'm
Like I was
not
about to say.
I'm using a bad adjective, but
Yeah,
it's like the
chest and traps and arms are
It's
always.
the-
Yeah, that's
trust
nice.
me. I'll take care of you. Security.
Yeah,
for
we
me.
love security.
So which one, NBA or NFL?
All right, I'll go with NFL.
Hmm.
I'm gonna have to get a perm.
I feel like it's more fun to support you when you're in the NBA.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Because both of you brought up security and feeling comforted and feeling safe.
That's all
And
women want.
is that a huge aspect of a relationship for both of you?
For sure.
What are we
For
doing?
sure. If I don't feel secure with you, it all goes back to like respect too. Like unfortunately they tie in.
I think it's all rooted in do I trust you or do I feel safe? Do I feel
Yeah.
safe?
Yeah.
And then anything else kind of spills.
I
off
could
of
see
that.
why both of you want NFL players. Ray Rice. Let's go to the next
Sheesh.
either or.
Dark.
Let's go to the next either
so
or.
dark.
No, you know. Yeah, when he said he hit that, we don't. Okay. Anyway, let's go. Do not make fun of any abuse. I just think that it's interesting.
It's the clauses
It's
that he has to put.
It's just interesting.
Speaking
But
facts.
you like the concept of security.
Yeah.
And you
Yes.
feel like a bigger man.
It's literally all. You said we had to choose.
No,
So
I
if we
I
have
didn't.
to
I
Yeah.
said you didn't have.
But I feel
said
like I
you-
can get that from somebody in the
But I like
NBA too. Like
I could-
height and like thickness,
And you
all
can
of
get
that.
that from a regular person too. I mean,
Thank
Yeah.
you, Lauren
you know what I'm
Jackson.
saying? We ain't putting
You
these
can.
athletes on blast like that out here.
But that wasn't the question.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was NBA. or NFL.
Bag or shoes?
Shoes.
Shoes.
Why shoes?
Because Jazmine said shoes and I liked the way she said shoes, so I said shoes. Now we both said
It's
shoes.
a fit. Like what?
So if
You
someone
can't take a bag on it.
got you a gift,
Yeah.
like a significant other, you would prefer them to get you shoes?
Yes.
I've only had somebody get me shoes. I don't think I've ever had
Even though
somebody
my
give me
mom,
a bag.
my mom always would be like, "Don't buy your person shoes, or they'll walk out of your life, or they'll walk all over you." It like changes every year.
I've never had
Wow.
somebody give me a bag.
Are you single? Probably because you got that nigga shoes. So
Dang. Definitely did get shoes and broke up with, yeah. Yeah, look, with all of them who gave me shoes.
whoever gave you shoes you broke up with?
It happens.
See, if I was petty me, I'd come back and get those shoes.
Shoes.
Like, that's what I'm talking about. Like, yo, give me them.
But that wasn't why we broke up. You know, it just happens.
Yeah.
I would prefer shoes because it would go with my outfit. I'm just more of a like an outfit person.
I would
Then,
say it would be interesting because I feel like if a person bought you shoes, it means that they care more about you or they know you better.
Yeah, you
Because
didn't
shoes
buy
are
your
a lot more
bag.
personal.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Like, is it a Snickers
And they
or
always
Yo?
came when I needed a shoe.
Yeah, but they didn't come because you're celibate. But okay, so here's my thing.
I see what you did there, and
Yeah,
that was
this is
funny,
like,
Tehran. That
do
was
you-
funny.
Now,
Yeah, it was.
do we deserve shoes? Like, are we getting shoes? Are we shoe people? You know what I'm saying? This
Yeah, it's so
conversation.
crazy. It's,
Do you
yeah.
think celibacy is a deal breaker, Lauren?
For me, I think so. Like, I wouldn't be able to do it. To the people that can, I think it's great. You know, if I could do it all over again, I would be celibate. I think
Once you do
would
it, it's
you
hard.
date someone who's
Once you
celibate?
do it, it's
Would
hard.
you date someone
Yeah.
who's
I
celibate?
couldn't do it, but you know, it's possible for people. That's not for me. No. Mm-mm.
It's not.
It's
for
really
everyone.
not for everybody. It's not easy by any
not at
means.
all.
So
But it's
yeah,
possible.
I'm not
Definitely
the one. Actually,
possible.
as much as I joke about it, I don't think it's because I'm joking. It's celibacy's toss up. We'll see how it goes.
could you do it?
Maybe.
Oh,
Depends
It's
on the
no
person.
way Tehran could
It
do
does
that.
depend on the person. I feel like, oh, if I have this person, like,
Depends
Go
on the
ahead, go
person.
ahead.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
Depends on my
just
mood.
like the little peewee. Like, if I like you enough, then we can make this work. Oh, okay.
Once you attributed it and compared it to the little Pee Wee, I don't think I could do it.
All
Now
right.
that you brought it up like that, I think I'm good.
But
I'm good off
eventually, you're
that.
gonna
I'm off
have
that.
it. It's not like his Peter Wacker's gonna grow
Yeah.
magically after you get married. Like,
You might not have. What if you put in all that effort and then it just doesn't happen?
what do you mean? You
That's
don't get
life
married,
too. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
or don't reach a
you don't reach the plateau where you ever get to a sexual, intimate,
then.
physical level.
Yeah, then all right, cool. We both don't have to be tied to each other.
This is how
forever.
petty I am. I'm suing you for every time we went to Nobu. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Jeez.
Like, because, I saw this article in Los Angeles once. There was a guy who used to go on these, like, Tinder dates, and then he would dine and dash. Like, he would, like, go to the bathroom and leave. And then they charged him with felonies, which I didn't specifically understand why this was a thing, right? Because he was, like, leaving They would go to these very expensive restaurants, and then he would leave before the bill comes out. He would be like, "I'm going to the bathroom. I'm going to my car," and he would literally leave.
That's pretty messed up.
That is
That's
Genius.
messed
so
up. It's very messed up.
Is that you, Tehran? that
It
did that?
was not
Oh,
me.
okay.
They
I'm just
caught
checking,
him. They
just
caught him.
checking.
It was
Okay.
probably Tehran.
Nah, it wasn't me. I don't think I could be that level of extra. We also every week we pick crushes, which is like we pick a type of crush. And this week, not knowing that you had an NFL player mentality, what is your basketball crush? Who is your basketball crush? A basketball player that you're like, I crush this person.
Who plays basketball again?
Basketball players.
A
Like
lot of
who
players.
are they? Okay.
She wants options.
Yeah.
Anyone you think who's
LeBron
played
James?
basketball?
She needs help.
LeBron James.
From Michael Jordan to LeBron.
Just like list 3 for the community.
I mean, Michael Jordan,
Respectfully.
Kobe, and LeBron are the top 3 basketball players.
Okay, we can say
I
Kobe.
think she likes Steph
'Cause I was
Curry.
gonna say
You know who
Kobe.
Steph Curry is?
Steph Curry is wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
He's
You
wonderful.
look like a Steph Curry type of girl.
Yeah, and I like who he is with his wife. Like what we've seen. It's very beautiful. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, a lot of
Steph.
people don't know the real Steph Curry. The real Steph Curry.
He just seems really sweet. He talks about prayer and stuff and all that. It's
I
really
missed the
beautiful.
shot. Like, he gets- like, you know you distracted me, Aisha.
I'll say the same thing.
Doing
I
your
guess
cooking.
I'm not really.
He seems like a really sweet man. of
I don't
God.
have.
You never had a basketball player crush, even if it was like a college player or someone that you were like, oh, this basketball player.
I think it's just super attractive to be extremely great at one thing and be kind.
Talent is so attractive.
I don't. It's not one particular person. It's pretty much what they do outside of that, which is why I like to see their life and the things that they love on social media.
Very interesting. Every week we also have a poppin' or stoppin', a trend that men do that we want to know your opinion on.
Oh, okay.
Poppin' means keep it, stoppin' means let it go. This week, nose rings. Nose rings on men.
Why is that funny? You don't like them? You don't like nose rings? Wait.
Glad I took my nose ring out tonight, Tehran.
Then we love nose rings.
I love it.
We love nose rings.
You like nose rings on men?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
nose rings. I think they're cute.
What if they have like hoops? Hoop nose ring. Like a hoop nose ring. Is that
We
what you
love nose rings. We love the hoop.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, Jasmine?
Yeah.
Yep.
Do
We
you-
love a hoop.
I'm committed
To the hoop. Yeah, we love the hoop.
Okay.
For
Do
sure.
you like, Lorne Jackson, do you like women with nose rings?
I could get down with a nose ring with like a little, the little stud.
Stud.
Yeah, I
That's
think the
You
all.
don't like
Yeah.
the
I
hoop?
wanted a nose ring. I don't know how it would
in the
look
middle,
on me,
the
but
hoop in the middle is kind of sexy though. On like some girls.
Oh,
if
you're
they
talking
could
about the
pull it
middle
off.
hoop?
No,
Oh.
No, I'm
that's
just talking
not
about
what he
nose
was
rings in
talking
general.
about.
It could be
Okay,
anywhere. It could be the substance. It could be just the
I think
side
I think
piercing.
I would like the little nose
Yeah,
ring.
go off. It's
think
kind
that
of
would be
it's kind
kinda
of
cute.
cute, and it's kind of like, oh, you an artist.
I don't know how I
you
feel
know.
about nose rings personally. I've never been a super fan, especially if they're bigger nose rings. They just look like boogers all the time.
All the time.
You're like, hey, something. Oh, it's your stud. It's your stud. It's your ring.
I have done that to people.
Yeah, it's a thing.
I'm
So,
like, hey,
so we all have poppins. You guys gave some nose
Poppin'.
rings poppin'.
poppin'.
Yeah.
Interesting. Interesting. We have a question from
It's good. It
listener.
got
Every
so
single
cold.
week we ask for questions from the listeners. Remember, you can email us your questions at imperfectshow@gmail.com. This week's question, hey y'all, do you believe you should keep your personal relationships private? Question mark. Wow, what a great question. Let's start all the way with Loren Lott. Let's just start. What do you feel about private relationships or keeping your relationships private?
In terms of what?
Well, I
Private
mean,
to
just
who?
Private.
Yeah,
in
private to
like
who?
private
No,
to
it
a
has to have
personal one. I'd love to know your parameters of
Like
privacy.
just I think your
Are you
relationship.
want to tell your immediate friend people who you're talking to and
Oh, for
gossip all the
sure.
time?
For sure, I'm gonna tell them some things about the guy I'm talking to every time. Yeah, for sure. I might not tell
cute,
them like
honestly.
every single detail about us, but if I think something is cute, I'm definitely gonna go and tell them. Or if something made me laugh, I'm
Girl,
gonna
and
tell
then he
them.
said this.
Yeah, for sure, for
Like, it's
sure.
cute.
That makes me happy.
Yeah, that's annoying. Lauren Jackson, what do you think?
I think like with my inner circle, all like divulge information to like my friends and stuff like that. But as opposed to like social media and stuff, I'm like keep that stuff private. Like,
Mhm.
just for me, like you know what I'm
Same.
saying. I don't want to put it out in the world and then like you was talking about earlier, like it comes back in the end if like things don't work out. Like so
But
for
with
me,
your close personal
with my
friends,
close
you think it's
personal
cool?
friends, like they know what's going on.
I
Yeah,
agree.
because you know.
They know the vibes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody needs like you go when you're in a relationship, you go through ups and downs. Like everybody needs a shoulder to lead on, or like some
Exactly.
advice
People,
or
some people
something.
you
You know
can
what I'm saying?
confide.
You
That
can't
that
get through
advice
everything on your own.
with
you
the
know?
friends you trust,
Yeah.
it matters, especially when your friends aren't toxic people and they're working on themselves too. Yeah, it's
Which
good.
hopefully people don't have toxic friends. Like that's another
Yeah,
Hopefully.
like
another
some,
conversation.
some people
what I'm
really
saying?
aren't like for you and your happiness in your relationship, but some are.
Interesting.
Yeah. What do you think, Jazmine?
I agree, with you. Like,
Yeah.
hey, this is what happened.
Yeah, with your
Today,
close friends.
If you take me on a date,
If it's a part of my everyday life and I share that, yeah.
I would say like, girl, we went to Nobu. Can you believe
Oh my gosh,
it?
on my birthday, and it was so sweet, and
And
it
then
was
I
so cute.
ordered this.
Oh my gosh, and it was adorable, and he did this. Yeah, I would
and
definitely do that.
he was acting on a TV show, so many TV shows. Here's my thing. Here's my thing about here's my thing about privacy.
Wow.
It's interesting. I appeal. I really appreciate what LoJack said, but I have a question for you. How soon do you feel like you divulge that information to your friends, like you said?
Okay.
Like, is it a new relationship and you tell everyone, or is it
How
like
long does it have
it's
to
been a
be?
while and now everyone kind of understands?
I think maybe not to like all the friend group, but I mean like a certain guy here or there, like right when it starts, like if I want to
That part.
bounce my
Yeah.
ideas.
If
off
I'm
Am I
somebody,
excited
gonna-
you know what
about you,
I'm
if I'm
saying?
excited about
I
you,
need to know.
I'm for
Yeah,
sure going to
for
go. Oh my
sure,
gosh, I
for
just met this
sure.
guy.
Listen.
Yeah,
what am I gonna
without
say?
a doubt. Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
No. So here's my thing. I'm a very private person, and I value my privacy. I value it. I appreciate it. I'm a private person. So basically, most of the time, I'm not involving anyone because it's no one's business. I don't like my business out there, and I've always felt like when a girl talks about you, they're talking about your business. Now, while you have friends that you may trust and you love and you adore, and vice versa, I don't know your friends. And therefore, anything that has to do with my business, they haven't earned my trust, love, and admiration the same way.
But what if they do? What if you guys
Over
become-
time,
Yeah.
but that would be my choice. And I'm a
Right.
big choice person. Like, give the person, information is always extremely valuable, and give the person a choice.
But what's information to you?
Information is any valued experience is information. If I know anything about someone, because guess what? Just like I told you, Lauren, when the girlfriend who was really cool with you, as soon as you break up, uses all of that against you and then goes out, I didn't have a contract with that person, that friend. So if I tell the person I'm talking to something, I'm expecting it to be it's kind of like that patient-client privilege. Like you have with the doctor-patient privilege, that lawyer-client privilege, that privilege is how I feel. And now it's not, because a secret told to two is a secret no more. And I see a lot of relationships ruined because they exposed it and all of their friends were involved and all of their people were involved and all their family has an opinion. And it tends to happen where you may tell all the good stuff, but how many times have you seen like a girl tell all the bad stuff and then you keep going, why do you keep going back to him? Because you've only heard one side of the story. That's why I actually don't even like when therapists make a decision based on hearing one person, because you haven't heard the other side of the story. There's two sides to every story, and then there's the truth. And so, yeah, it's all fun when all those things that are said are positive, but what happens over time when those things become negative and those things become the pet peeves and those things become all this, and now you're dealing with their friends and they're giving you a side eye for something you didn't ever do to them. I don't appreciate all that. That's why I keep my business to myself.
But do you ever need advice from your friends or
Like,
confide in anybody?
No. And here's the thing, because what am I going to do? Hey, Lauren, you're my friend. No, I don't care what you think about who I'm. You know what I'm saying?
it's not.
Like,
Do you care even if you don't care what they think
yeah.
about them or whatever? Like, what do you think about me? Like, how am I acting in this situation? Like, sometimes Lauren could be the one to be like, "Girl,
I can understand that. And if you have one friend, you should always have one valued friend who you have like close to you, right? So I can understand that. But once you start telling 6 friends or like drunk guys in the car and stuff, I'm looking at you like,
what else?
yeah, like what else of mine is being told out there? What else is being exposed? Because I value, Google. Have you ever heard of a company called Google?
I think so.
Do you know Google is one of the top 10 companies in the world? It's worth hundreds of billions of dollars. Do you know Google, what they do? Simply help you find information. That's it. It literally organizes and helps you find information. That is all it does. Nothing else. That's what Google does. That's how important information is. Information is power. We have in this country 22 clandestine organizations. Everyone knows about the CIA, maybe the NSA, NRO, but there are 22 clandestine organizations whose only CIA doesn't arrest anybody. They only gather. It's Central Intelligence Agency, because that's how important intelligence, which is information, is that we have. And do you know what the budget? Do you know what, for example, the education budget of the United
It's
States
the
is?
facts for me.
Do you know what it is? It's around $800 million. Do
Fact.
you know what the budget for the CIA is? It's unlimited. That's how much more important information is to a government than education.
I think it is joyful sharing an experience with other people, even if it's
It
the
doesn't have to be
bad,
that dark.
even if it's the bad experiences. But when I'm ready to get over him, I will, and if I'm not, I won't. And I respect my friends. Respect me enough to support whatever choice. And it's not gonna be no side eye or nothing like that. It's just like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Also, how am I supposed to fuck your friends if you tell all your friends?
You're not.
Like, how am I
You're not. You don't do that. That's
How-
so weird of
How
you.
am I
That's
supposed
so crazy.
Like, yo, why are you
Were there more
cock
questions?
blocking? Yo, what if it doesn't work
Cold.
out?
That's
Like, it
cold.
doesn't. Okay.
That's cold.
If
Oh, I
all
like
your
this.
friends know, you know what I'm saying? If all your friends, like
Right.
all of them, like how can I? No, but I
Damn.
really appreciate the perspective of having somebody and a shoulder to lean on. Maybe because I'm usually the person whose shoulder people lean on because I'm extremely private and they know once they tell me something,
It's not gonna go past
it
you.
does not go past me.
But
Mhm.
like, what a weight to carry. You know what I mean? To bear everyone's stuff and not be able to release that.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown, Jazmine.
All right,
Okay. Cool.
go off.
I'm just a very private person, and I also don't like, and I've seen this too. There are a lot of people just like when it gets out there, it's not the close friend, but the sixth friend is the one who spreads the word or whatever. It just gets out, and it's like I don't need toxic people. That's why I'm not a big fan of social media relationships because I don't need toxicity egging on. Actually, I have a friend right now who went out the other night and ran into friends of the person that she's talking to. They go back and give him false information on her and her behavior. Now, the reason why I'm saying this is not because of her account of the details, but the other people who were there too, and they were like, "Nah, she didn't even act like that." But they went back, and now they're in turmoil because you had one toxic person. There are people who just want to see the world burn.
I get it, but there's also people that will be like, I'm like, I don't know what to do, and it's like, girl, like you want to just pray about it, and we can pray over like things, and that's possible. I think the good and the bad extreme of both are still worth sharing, even if it's like ends up bad.
I do say that Jazmine and Loren, I know you're a circle of friends and you have really good friends.
Thank
Like
you.
all of your friends I've ever met have been amazing, wonderful, positive energy, courageous friends. Like they're courageous. And I just
you want
really
to fight.
I
He
just
wants
really
to
like
fight.
the No, I really do. I really do like your friend group. I'm not gonna lie. I really do think your friend group is amazing. And
People
I can see
automatically
we're all
think
and you
very
guys
how
support
bad
each
it
other.
could go.
You guys support each other a lot.
It's so easy.
Even
to
in your
support.
TikToks.
That's important these days.
You guys are all in your TikToks together, and it's like you can see the camaraderie in
Yeah.
in your creation of your art.
We like each other in real life.
Yeah, and I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. So even your friends who live in Azusa, I'm like, your friends are amazing.
Just let her live.
Yo, I think
Let her live.
I just like your friends.
He doesn't like it. Let her live.
I like your friends, but I do really like all your every friend that you've ever introduced me to. Either one of you, I've liked. I might not like all of LoJack's friends. You know what I'm saying? I might not like all of LoJack's friends. I like all of the immediate friends.
For
All
sure.
of the immediate friends of the clique.
For sure.
Everybody
You
in
don't
my
gotta
life is
like,
therapy.
You don't gotta like everybody though. That's a perfectly
I
healthy
don't
thing
like
to do.
I don't like people who think that they're dating the girl whose apartment we're at and they're just like giving orders.
He's annoying.
He's so personal.
Oh, that's funny.
He's so
True story.
personal.
Yo, but that's
Look
a
at
real
these.
story. No, but I like I'm very good and I feel like I'm a good detector of people. But I am a very private person and I realize a lot
It's
of
the
it not only
repetition for me.
has to do with my character. A lot of it has to do with culture. Like my culture.
I think it's almost like you're waiting for something bad to happen, which is perfectly fine.
No, it's not that. Culturally, I feel like Middle Eastern people, like, you know,
Okay.
I'm half Middle Eastern, like, Middle Eastern people are very private about their sex lives and their personal lives because it's something that's very private and can be taboo in our culture. And so because of that, we don't discuss it.
It's like, oh, I'm not gonna exploit it. Let me hide it under a rug.
Yeah. Like, it's
I
a
don't know
thing.
what
And
that
so
voice was.
I actually thought the voice, you know, the sexy question, and what would I laugh at? Yeah. Like, I couldn't hit after that voice. Like, yo, we're going to have to let you go. We're going to have to let you go. Sharing is caring. We all know sharing secrets is the best way to have people know about you. Today's sharing or caring secret, this is a secret, okay? This is a secret. What is the worst sexual experience you've ever had? We don't need names, just the worst sexual experience you've ever had.
Who are we starting with? With
I was
me?
gonna say, who's starting?
My worst sexual experience, his penis was so big. And it was just like getting it in there. I was like, I don't know what kind of river you think I am, but there's just not an amount of wetness for you to stick this tree in my vagina. Like this is
The
rude.
pain.
And it was like I was like, what were you thinking? What were you thinking? No, you didn't do enough beforehand. You sucked at all of that. And it was like after that I was like, why? And then another one was
another one.
Look, the other one was he just could not hit it right. And it was like, can we get no? Okay.
No rhythm?
Yeah, there was
No chemistry?
Yeah, that sexual he was also just a really flat type of person, and we couldn't he just could not get the rhythm. Like it was just like, you know, there's a rhythm. He was like
screaming.
Do you think that you have the ability to tell if someone's going to be good sexually or not?
Yes.
Yeah, I think you can tell from the chemistry that you guys have before.
Yeah.
For me, every time, like just from a kiss, I can sometimes be like, oh, that was just a little, and sometimes from your scent.
Are you really good at you're really good at telling? Like you feel like that's something?
I mean, I haven't had that much experience, honestly, but just from the experience that I've had.
Oh, okay. Because let's assume that you haven't had that much experience.
I haven't had that much experience.
And then one out of that experience, you clearly couldn't tell. So I'm like really doubting
so far, it
your
hasn't
expertise.
gone
I'm like
wrong,
doubting,
but
like.
Then doubt my expertise, okay? I said what I said. Jazmine.
Okay. I'm just saying, like, if I was a pilot and I crashed one flight, you'd be like, I'm not getting in this pilot's plane. Like, I'm not.
But that hasn't happened to me, so I
No.
think we're still good.
You know, you had one bad. Okay, Jazmine.
I
knew from the jump, though, his smell didn't attract me. I knew. I smelled it.
And
But
And
you
I was
still
like,
did it?
I still did it because
Easy. What was that song? What was that song we were singing?
look,
What was that song?
Look, this was back in my sex having days, and I thought that he'd be different. And he was.
You went against your better judgment and your instinct.
Well, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
What made you go against the instinct? Was it you
Because
were just
we had
out
been
there
talking.
hoeing, or was it because
No.
you were like
I
emotionally?
never had the opportunity to be out there hoeing, but it was before that we were talking, and we had talked for so long before we met, and it was a long distance
You
relationship.
got to now.
So it was like, we got there, and it was like maybe it's not that bad because everything on paper seemed like it'd be great, but then when we actually got in person, I was like, ooh, this is not at all what it was like when we were just texting, you know. But I kind of knew from the first phone call, but I was still kind of like, but he was really sweet, and like it just on paper it all looked like it should work, and then I was like telling myself like, okay.
You know, the next question is gonna be like, if you look at LoJack and me, are we gonna be good in bed or not?
I don't think that was how I could tell. Me personally, I think I can tell based off of like talking to you intimately. Then it's
Yeah,
like, okay.
we weren't even face to face when we
Like
when we
if
met.
we like each other and that kind of thing.
What's up, Jazmine? How are
Okay.
you?
Ha!
Hey, hey.
Woo!
Hey.
Is it my turn?
It's
Yeah,
your
it is
turn.
your
Okay. One time I did. It was the disconnection
Yeah.
for me, and I was just like, "Are you talking to yourself?
This is your bed. This is your bed.
I'm a featured artist. It wasn't a
I'm not.
collaboration."
Hilarious.
So it was just kind of like almost exhausting. It was like, okay, this is literally pointless because I can feel you trying to pull away and disconnect yourself, and now we're just
This isn't a fun
dancing.
evening.
Yeah, it's just like, okay,
It's a miserable
you can
evening.
stop. It's not that big of a deal.
I'd rather watch Netflix at this point.
honestly.
Yeah.
That was one time, and last time.
Oh.
Worst sexual.
Worst sexual
Lo-
experience
Lo
for
Jack.
me. I mean, I'm not very sexually experienced, I must say. But my worst experience.
Little light skinned pretty face, you a hoe.
Yo, you know who was out in these streets hoeing? Lo Jack. Like,
That-
who we
that
all
was-
was like, I've never had a hoeing experience. I've
That
never
was
had
in my
a hoeing
younger
experience.
days.
It's
That was in
the-
my younger
I
days.
gave
That
my
was-
It's the
experience to
nickname.
one
past
person.
life. That was a
Like,
past
yeah.
life.
No,
you know?
LoJack comes from it. Honestly, LoJack comes from his basketball days. You guys might not know,
Okay,
but
go on.
LoJack was definitely a premier Los Angeles baller,
That was all right.
whether it's in
Really?
high school and or
Go
college,
off.
where he
F it up if you want to. Only if you want
Pepperdine?
to.
Such a good job. Pepperdine, yeah, went to Pepperdine.
and
He's
you know,
yeah, actually,
yeah,
it
with
was.
some with a very good crew of players. Mike Thompson,
Shout out
who's
Mikey
Klay
T.
Thompson's brother, Dane. So it was a
D.
whole
Sutton in the building.
yeah,
Okay.
D shuttle. So
Where's our
Decent.
water?
that's the thing.
The last girls had drinks.
Would you
Yeah,
like
the
some
last girl
water?
definitely had drinks.
Would you like some water?
Yeah. Oh.
Keep going. Tell us your experience.
Oh, my experience probably, just with a young lady back in
Thank
back in the day, and just like we was talking about earlier, she was a dead fish, and
Ah.
it was just like you just didn't have a connection there, and it was just like
I think it's kind of easier for women to be like dead fish versus like men to be disconnected, because it's like, by logic, some people think sex is about pleasing the woman.
Mm-hmm.
I would dare say. So it's like, I
Yeah.
didn't understand that for a long time.
Mhm.
Not that long, but just maybe the first.
We all go through phases. We must figure it out.
That's the beauty about life. You gotta go through things, and then you know what I'm saying.
You learn.
You live and you learn.
Truth is
Yeah.
undone.
Options a few. Yeah, you gotta connect.
True.
Yeah,
You have
bottom
one more
bottom
card.
line.
You want to pick?
Wait, did you answer?
Stop blinding.
I haven't answered.
Oh, okay.
So
He said dead fish.
I don't know if I
He didn't
have
answer.
a horrible sexual experience. I mean, I am particular to certain things. I also feel like there are little things, right? So if you choose Boys to Men over Jodeci, we're not doing it the way I like. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're just not sexually compatible. Like, if you chose NSYNC over B2K, we're just not. Or like if you chose NSYNC over what was that other group? NSYNC, the other
Backstreet.
Backstreet.
What's the other
like
NSYNC?
NSYNC's the right choice over NSYNC and Backstreet.
But
But then
compared to Boyz
B2K, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you need to be the right flavor for me. So I'm very
Is
particular.
this the playlist, or are you?
No.
just-
I'm just saying it says a lot about your soul.
I was just curious.
It
if
says a
you were
lot
playing
about you as a
NSYNC.
person, and it says a lot about who you are, and it says a lot about your soul in particular. So I need
Are you a playlist type of person during sex?
no,
Oh.
no,
Okay.
no, no, no.
LoJack?
I'm actually a
I'm a
Law and
playlist
Order
type of
SVU.
person.
He's a-
Yeah, I got
he's
my
a
playlist
I'm a Law
playlist
and Order.
loaded.
His
Law and Order
glasses are
SVU.
tinted.
Playlist locked and
If
loaded.
He
Law and
wants
Order
it.
SVU's
He's
going on,
A
particular.
playlist is it
Yeah.
adds to the. We need background
Yeah,
music
adds to the
sometimes.
you need a theme song. No, you are
It's
the
the
theme song.
soundtrack.
We're okay. So here's the thing.
That was kind of sweet.
Yo, here's the thing. I don't not like music,
That was
but
kind of sweet.
but if I get
He
it
said
on,
you're the. he
I'm
said
gonna.
you're the
I'm not
theme
gonna
song.
lie.
Said fuck the music.
No, if I'm getting it in, okay. What's your playlist, LoJack?
My playlist is called Slow Jams.
Slow jams.
Slow jam. I got.
What's
I
one
actually
song
got, I actually got
off?
three. I actually
So
got like
let the
three. I got
feel
slow
dry.
jams. I got chill vibes, and I got Cuddy
No,
music.
no. What's one song
Yeah.
off of it? Maybe.
Oh man.
So anxious, by
Probably
Genuine.
Say Yes by Lil Corey. It's a little throwback. The one off
All
the top
you
of my
gotta
head.
do is say yes.
Oh, that's Slow Jam. That one's
Oh,
on
no,
there
no, no,
too.
no, no, no. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
that's
Slow
cool.
Jam.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bad, my bad.
No, that one's on there too. That one's a jam. Yeah.
That's what's up. What's your play? What
Yeah,
would
I
be
just
the
added.
music?
I just added WAP yesterday though. Like I had to
Yeah,
put it on.
like
Wait,
I'm
how did
getting
Say Yes go?
Scared.
I'm gonna
I
get
remember
into
that
trap
one.
music. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm playing trap. Like that's
Pain.
yo. It could be good trap. It could be pretty trap. You know what I'm saying? But it's
Tap
good.
in.
Trap music?
Yeah.
You're playing
I
tap in?
Trap
add
music?
Rhythm to
Yeah.
that.
Not
Yeah.
Jodeci?
I'm not even turning the lights off. Like we're keeping the lights on. Like we're It depends on where we're
He's-
at. Like you can do
Sis,
both.
he's not taking off his socks.
Yo, you know,
For sure not. It's
the
cold.
more
It's
clothes a
cold
guy
now,
has
man.
on
It's
during
cold.
sex,
It's cold,
the less
yeah.
emotional available he is. And like you guys are laughing, but some of y'all out there fucking niggas with their coats on,
Oh,
ready to leave.
I was about to say,
Like,
okay, we
real.
talk about pet peeves. Don't keep on. Don't play with me.
Keep all your clothes have to come off.
Don't keep on your socks. What are we
Yo,
doing?
I mean,
Isn't
it's cold.
It's cold.
Yo, hold
You
on.
being
I
dis-
sleep in
no,
socks.
No. You being high key disrespectful.
That's
And-
disrespectful.
That's disrespectful.
Absolutely. What are you doing? Are you? Confused.
I like.
Ready to
I want
go?
you to be comfortable. If you need socks to be comfortable, then wear
No.
your socks. I don't want
It's
you to be
making me
cold.
uncomfortable.
Wear your socks.
Take off your socks, please.
Wear your socks.
Actually, pause.
What if?
Can you take off your socks? I'm. That's kind of weird for me.
I like
just
socks,
like that.
and then we can wear matching socks.
Screaming, no.
What if we got some busted up feet? Do you want me to keep his socks on there?
And then
Now
his,
we gotta talk.
now his
Oh.
like charred glass feet are scratching you during sex. You
No.
like that?
Yeah, I was
No,
just trying to
I'd
protect you.
rather that versus socks. Now I feel disconnected.
Socks?
I really feel that strong.
But you know, I realize I don't care about a lot of things because that really doesn't like all these little things don't phase me at
and
all.
don't keep on your chains. Don't keep on your hat.
Oh my gosh, none of
Yo,
that matters to me.
all I'm saying is this, Jasmine, we shouldn't even like listen to just. We just, you know what, friends, like you know what I'm saying, like friends. Yo, here's my. Actually, I don't know. I don't even know if I'm keeping those on, but I like options. I don't like being told what to do. So you telling me not to do that stuff is like.
It's not. You know, it's really. I never told
you love to
anyone
tell
that, but
everybody
it's
what to do.
uncomfortable when I notice it, and I feel like you feel uncomfortable.
Especially if the change is hitting you in the face. It's like,
Extremely
like, this shit is heavy. This is
disrespectful.
not. You know what
You
I'm
have
saying? Touch
to.
it. This is not like.
You have to. It's you meant to smack me. Now I'm
that
offended.
hurts. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta take
yeah,
chains
Like,
off.
that
no,
hurts.
yeah, I'd dry up like the Sahara Desert for sure.
Did it get caught? Am
What- what's your
oh my
what's
gosh.
your what's your music choice? What's your music choice sexually?
Sexually?
Yeah.
I like the 90s R&B during those moments.
So
for
you
sure.
want SWV and Mary J. Blige playing in the background?
That's exactly no
Hateration.
early 2000s
Like
as
Brandy?
well. Some yeah.
Total?
I'm so romantic too, so I definitely like Brandy or like Say Yes or So Anxious.
Yeah. So
or
I'm playing
like,
Jodeci.
What
Listen,
about some Sade?
Yeah,
let me tell you the best
Jodeci
song ever
even,
made.
like-
Best song ever made. There was this group called Jodeci. Jodeci came. They were two sets of brothers, cousins, and they came together, right? So it was JoJo, Casey. Casey and JoJo are not good together, but as Jodeci, they were amazing.
I like
Dalvin and Devontae, they came together. Then they got together with this other group called Wu-Tang Clan, and they came out with the best song ever. And I will say the song. It's Freaking You remix. And let me say some of the lyrics from the song.
He doesn't. have
Every freaking day
to, no, you have to sing.
that.
and
Sing it for us. I don't. I
every
want to make sure that I
freaking
know it.
night, I want to freak you, baby. Your body's so freaking tight. That's just, it's like, yo, amazing. Amazing. And then Ghostface said, you had me harder than a roll of quarters? Like, bruh, that's where,
Roll
That
of
is so
quarters.
hard.
no, that's hardness, not the thickness, not the length, the hardness. Because back at that time, they was using quarters to rob people on the East Coast.
What are you talking
They
about?
were putting quarters
They
in
would
like a
put quarters
bag,
in,
and
like-
then they would
Or
hit
like my
somebody.
grandma
Sand
keeps
salt.
quarters
Oh.
in socks when she
To
travels.
smack
Yeah,
someone?
Yeah,
to hit somebody.
Oh
if somebody
my
comes for you,
gosh.
you can knock them out,
Yeah, quarters.
and then you got to go up that way. It makes them bleed in the nose.
Yup.
Oh
So
my goodness.
that's
Damn.
definitely a
Did you
fighting
know that?
style.
I had no idea.
Yeah. So I just
Wow.
felt that. I felt that. Like they said, like Jodeci pulling ladies like a hamstring, bro. I was just like,
Ouch.
this is what I fucked to. This.
Wait, what were the lyrics? The baby what?
Yo, said pulling ladies like a hamstring.
The before that, you said baby something.
What? No,
It-
no, no.
Oh yes, you did. The
Baby something
lyrics.
quarters?
You
Yeah,
had me-
right before that.
No, you had me harder than a roller quarter.
Freaking you.
Screw it.
Freaking.
Yeah,
I just remember last week you said you didn't like to be called baby.
I don't. It wasn't baby.
So it was
If
it was 100% you said baby.
I might have
The
started
lyrics said
thinking
baby.
of a lyric, but it didn't.
Okay.
I meant lady.
Oh no, you okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, live your life.
Yeah, sorry. I don't even think they used the word baby in
They
that.
you said baby.
Okay, but it's okay. It's okay.
It's
Baby.
Now we know why you got
I got
divorced.
one.
So let's go to this, right? Let's go.
Ryan.
Let's go to our topic for the week. Let's talk for the week. Sheesh. Dating as a black woman. That's a conversation that many people don't have. the differences between dating as a black woman, the difference of dating a black woman. We see this a lot, and I feel like there's a conversation that we don't have often. What as black women do you feel like there's a difference when with dating? Is dating more difficult, less difficult? How does it work?
I don't really feel like I have a lot of issues
Dating.
with dating or like I don't know. I feel like the options aren't that limited. So
You mean in comparison to
Yeah.
dating as a white woman?
So let's go through the
like what
through
is
the
it?
understanding. So
Yeah.
the understanding is when we look, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. The numbers as it comes from dating websites, black women are the least coveted of all women on a website. So the top coveted women are white women and Asian women, followed by Latinx, then foreign, and then at the bottom is black
You know,
women.
I feel like as you
and we
kept
get the
talking,
same
I
as-
kept
I learned
getting
that
feeling
in
smaller.
I learned that in
Yeah,
school.
we got that with Asian women. Asian men as well, right? So that's not my opinion. That's what, because we realize what people say or what they poll is very different than what they actually do. And so what they do is a true statistic or reflection of how society acts. We also see oftentimes on covers of magazines, black women are lightened up.
Yeah.
We
That's what I
also see when you Google things like beautiful women, a lot of white women show up in that search. That's because people search for them the most. Black women do not show up or show up further down the page. We also see a lot of black women have a harder time finding a significant other. That's also not my opinion. That's statistically speaking as we go across the board. So while both of you have been extremely fortunate in your dating lives, I feel like because of your immediate answers, I feel like these are conversations that we should address. And if you have the experience or know black women who are going through a difficulty, what do you think and how do you feel about that?
I feel like people, or men in general, most of the time go for what they feel is exotic to them, and most of the time that's not a black woman. Black men, it's different because it's like, oh, they've always been painted a picture to be, in my opinion, strong. Like, even if they were broken, I said like you were strong, and that's why you were a man and you were a black man. And I feel like women were just kind of like,
I feel
don't
like I
know.
feel like I grew up like I remember specifically being in like 5th grade, and there was a light-skinned girl. She was black and white, and she had long curly hair. And there was another girl who was Hawaiian and black, and she had like long curly hair. And I remember like I didn't think anything wrong about myself by seeing their beauty, but I remember thinking like, isn't it crazy that mixed girls are always so much prettier than me? Like, isn't that crazy that they're always so much prettier than like the other black girls or like the dark girls? Because also all the boys liked them. The teachers would tell them they were cute.
Yeah.
Like, it was a lifestyle of being told that I was never as pretty.
pretty.
Yeah. Oh, I always knew that I was like always second. Like, I knew if I walked in the room with my like mixed friend and there was me, they would immediately go to them and then maybe go to me or never go to me. And it honestly didn't like it was so common that it didn't
it wasn't questioned.
no, it wasn't. It was like what it was. Like, it was just a lifestyle. You hear it in every song, like that they want a light skinned girl. I remember even growing up, especially in like San Diego, people being like, "Oh my gosh, this guy's so cute," and all of us liking the same guy, and he'd be like, and then like him be like, "Oh yeah, but he doesn't like dark skinned girls," and then all of us just knew. It'd be like, "Oh okay, well y'all enjoy." Like, it was just what it was, and to be honest, as strange as it is, I was so affirmed at home. And like in my home, it was nothing but black art. Like, Jesus was black. Everything, every doll, everything in my house was black. So to see so much black beauty, I just figured like you're just not going to be a part of it. Like, it didn't actually hurt my feelings. I just figured there was a whole side of the world that was ignorant, and if you didn't like appreciate my skin color, that was just what you didn't
That was just the
appreciate.
case.
Yeah, it was just what it was, and there was going to be somebody that did, and there was going to be somebody that didn't. Kind of like waiting for marriage. Like, some people are not for it. Doesn't mean like it's just what you don't do. Like, that was what I always thought. So it didn't actually like hit
You
me.
know, it's very disheartening to think that black women go into a bar and meet a guy and have to even think to themselves, does this person date black women? I don't know if any other race does that.
Mm-hmm. Or
Where
what
they-
kind of black woman?
Exactly. That's a conversation or a
always
thought
like,
that runs through your head. That's an
You're
added
less
pressure.
manageable if the more black you are or seem.
Yeah, for sure. It's like I don't even want to put them through the stress of like me wrapping my hair at night and becoming. There's so many
In
jokes
everything.
about
Like,
bonnets and all that. Like it's not a
that's a
part of our
real
daily
thing.
life. Like it's like
Woo.
not what we do to actually be like presentable the next day. And it's like, I don't even want to take them through it.
LoJack, do you feel like black women have it tough, and are you a black woman dater?
I think they have it tough in today's like day and age, but I love my black women though, like 100%. But I mean, yeah, it's just, it all depends on what the guy likes. Like a lot happens these days that black men are dating like different culture women, like she was talking about. So I mean, yeah, it makes it tough for our black queens and everything.
Yeah. Have you ever dated a dark skinned woman?
Back when I was little, I would say,
Yeah.
like, not anything like in recent times. Not that I have anything against black women, but it just hasn't happened.
I mean,
to me.
this is a safe space, so
I
I
feel like- I feel
appreciate
like-
your
I
honesty.
I mean, it
yeah.
just happens.
I feel like I don't know, like a lot of like dark skinned women aren't attracted to me though for some reason. I don't know. Like,
Are you attracted to them?
I am. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm attracted to all women, honestly. Like it doesn't I don't really
Yes,
see
we get it.
colors,
You're
like,
heterosexual, Lauren. We get it. We get it.
I love-
Hey
I
guys,
love
if
women.
you didn't know, LoJack is heterosexual, and he wants all of you to know.
I will say some people do count themselves out before. Now, I won't say that is the case about everything, but some people do count themselves out because they feel like over time I've never been chosen. So why?
I used to see that a lot where I live too. There were plenty
A
of
lot
dark
of
skinned
people
girls
around.
that just didn't even put up effort because it's like why bother? It's like you're always gonna hear like, and then when you do put up effort, and then it's like, oh, I guess I do like you, but like not really because you're dark, but like you cute though.
It was
And
all-
I used to hear that all the time. Like, oh yeah, I do like you, like I vibe, but like I don't really mess with dark skinned girls. So like yeah, we could be friends though. Like I used to hear that.
You hear that, and then the first answer out of your mouth was, "No, I've never had a problem." Sounds like
because
has
like,
it been that normalized?
It's
where you just
I
don't
promise
realize?
I promise you the fact that there's still people who like want me and actively pursue me, it's just like that stuff, it was so normal, it did not faze me, and it didn't hit me as hard because of the affirmation everywhere else like it did for some of my sisters who like I remember girls used to be like trying to erase their skin
Yeah.
and like used to come with like sores the next day because they tried to like erase their skin
Don't
or
go
like
out.
the skin
Don't go outside
bleaching.
too much.
Oh yeah, and then none of that. But again, I was like, during the summertime, even as a kid, I would
Yeah.
like to lay out in the sun and swim and
Oh
stuff. And
my.
they would be like, "Oh my gosh, so you're gonna get so black." And then I started coming up with the term, which Diddy
Wow.
did too, blue black, where it was like just like the white girls were tanning. I'd be like, "Oh no, it's okay, I'm working on my blue black." And then they would just shut up after that. And then sometimes I was doing an interview once for a TV show, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, so the summertime," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm working on my blue black." And the publicist for the show was like, because it was like as if I said something inappropriate, and I said that I blue blacken, that I made you uncomfortable, that I want to get darker, but if I said tan, it'd be fine, you know.
I think it's a complicated issue because where does preference end and racism begin?
Yeah, or colorism.
And colorism's a very real thing, not just in the United States. I don't think people realize how worldwide and persistent it is. I remember being in India and bleaching cream being so prevalent and so used.
In every store.
We've seen the same in Dominican Republic had it. Even in Africa itself, you saw this colorism be very persistent. So it's not just the skin tone, it's also people saying things like, "Oh, you're going to have dark children."
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
yes.
or I want to have light children. So I would procreate with this person who's lighter so I can have lighter children.
I used to hear, it would kind of suck if you got with a dark guy though, because your kids would be like so dark, and I'd be like, yes, give me dark children as well, and they'd be like, you want that? Like you're gonna raise them like that? And I was like, as if I wasn't dark.
My mom was like, her way of kind of trying to prepare me for acting, and she was just like, these are things that are probably going to be asked of you, like to lighten your skin. and
Yeah.
To like, it's not something that I want you to do, but it was a conversation. Like those had to be had.
It's a thing because like dark children, I don't know if I want dark children. Oh wait, no, I don't mind dark children. Short children, however, not my favorite. Like I don't want. Okay.
Screaming.
Oh.
Trash.
Yeah,
You're
well,
trash.
Oh.
I
You're
have a thing
trash.
against shortness. It's not about like I don't not like short people.
So that's your preference.
I just don't. My preference is tall. Like tall is my preference. You know what I'm saying? But as far as skin color, I find beautiful to be beautiful. So it doesn't specific. I am impartial to certain shades of people. I'm not gonna lie. I do have a bias, maybe an implicit bias against whiter people. Like whiter people, I'm not as attracted to. I'm not attracted to blonde hair, blue eye. I don't even like blonde hair, blue eyes if I'm watching porn. Like I just don't like it. Like I've never liked. I just don't like it. You know, like at least you have to have brown hair and like tan features, right? So, is that a form of colorism? I'm not gonna. I'm gonna be very
preference.
honest.
I feel like that one has to be preference because you're
Just your
fed blonde
preference.
hair, blue eyes as like the standard of beauty.
You
So
have
for
to
you to go
choose.
against that has to be preference.
and it's not like it's like something I'm just very attracted to. I like tan or dark or olive skin or darker women. You know who I thought? Listen, do you know who I had a crush on when I was a kid?
Who?
Yo, you couldn't tell me nothing. Whoopi Goldberg, bruh.
Tripping.
Whoopi. Listen. I love Whoopi Goldberg. I love Whoopi.
I
Like
don't know.
she had locks.
Tripping. What movie did you like, Whoopi?
Jumping Jack Flash, and she was like this, like kind of like and she was always like in her outfits, and she was just her own person and didn't care what anyone was doing, and she was always like so intelligent that she was a bit aloof. I just loved Whoopi Goldberg. Like Whoopi Goldberg was my first crush ever. Like out of a celebrity, it was Whoopi Goldberg by far.
Interesting.
I was just gonna say, I think a lot of the colorism has a lot to do with, well, for me growing up, it was just the darker you are, the lighter you are, the more clean you are, the more manageable you are, the more like nicer you'll be.
Yeah, but girls
And
don't really like light skinned guys no more. We had a time, Lo. There was a time where we were like light skinned and popping, and then Wesley Snipes, and then Michael B, and like and you know, rest in peace.
Who?
What's homeboy's name?
Chadwick?
Yeah, Chadwick.
Yeah.
What? It's not like he
No,
was my
that's-
friend.
Wait,
You know
but
what I'm saying? Like he didn't. Like I mean, he was great.
anyway, that's really true because I remember in high school, somebody would be like, "Oh, I'm dating this guy. He's really cute," and then they'd be like, "Oh, what does he look like? Oh, he's light skinned with curly hair."
Yeah,
and
that was a
light
move.
eyes."
We
Like,
were a
Yeah.
that was
vibe in
the.
the
It was like,
90s.
"Oh, he's light skinned with curly
That was
hair," and then
the
that's all you
90s.
needed to hear. He could be ugly, but all you needed to hear was that he's light skinned and curly hair. I
Yeah,
remember.
that used to get me very far.
I'm sure it did. I was dating one guy who was like, yeah, when people ask me what you look like, I don't even say because I don't like, I'm just not gonna say. I want them to see you first and then just let them see you. But I'm not gonna say like, oh, she's dark skinned with like Chris. Like I'm not gonna do that.
Because he was light skinned with curly
He-
hair.
No, he wasn't even light skinned. He just
Just
he
took
just
a
didn't
brown
want to.
bag.
He just didn't want to tell people what
About
I look
you.
like.
Yeah.
Like just off the bat,
So
he didn't
that
want
they
he didn't
would
want to
be-
explain and be like, oh well, she's dark skinned. She's like whatever, because he didn't want them to be like, oh. And he said he was like, I just want them to see you first. He told me that.
That sounds harsh.
It's messed up. People say a lot of blunt things to dark skinned girls and think that it's completely fine.
Like, oh, I'm surprised that you were cast because it's difficult to light you.
I mean, there's that.
Exactly.
But there was one guy who was like, my
Was
mother.
that eerily specific?
Yeah, that was definitely my experience. But there, yeah.
Do you know me?
And there was one casting director who said it's a risk to cast you as the pretty girl because we don't know that everybody is going to think you're pretty.
You?
Yeah.
And he didn't know you? Because you're very pretty. When you get to know
That's
you,
what I'm
I can
saying.
see the ugliness. But when you look at you, you're extremely good looking. But once you
You're
like
such a
get
jerk.
close to you as a person, you're like, yeah, I understand.
Really?
But
No.
physically, except for being short, you're immaculately beautiful.
Thank you. What's
Yeah.
your favorite thing about me?
Honestly, if I had to go through a list, you have first of all, and once again, this is non-sexual, non-gender conformist. Your legs, right? You have like tall, short legs. Like you're tall, short. And then you also have like a great contagious smile. It's a very good contagious smile.
She does.
That's nice, T.
She does.
Aw.
And it does, and she has you have great eyes and you have amazing bone structure. Like seriously, if you
She
weren't
does.
if
I
you
told
weren't
you.
if you weren't a woman, you'd be a gay male. You'd be a gay male in my building. You'd live in my building and you'd be gay, and you have because every gay male in my building has amazing bone structure, and it actually puts me to shame all the time. And if one more tells me that I shouldn't be wearing these shoes with that outfit, I might fight one. But they're amazing. They're like very attractive, amazing, wonderful people. And
I receive.
yeah, and I love your hair. Like I like the locks. Like I'm not a fan of what's it called? Like when you put relaxer in your hair. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not a relaxer fan. Like
Really?
I'm a not. But then again, that might be a rooting of where I grew up. I grew up in Washington D.C., a very neo soul,
Yeah.
chocolate city, Howard Homecoming, a very Erica Badu, you know, like
This
type
was beauty.
town.
Yeah.
That was very normal for me, even growing up in the city and when I went to school out in the suburbs. It was something that I guess I was also around because of my mother and just the women that I saw. That was beauty to me, you know. So that's what
Lucky you.
I'll see as
Yeah.
beauty.
Yeah,
know?
that's the lucky
Because
you.
DC is a very interesting town. DC
But
is
what
the
about on
place
TV?
where you see, you know, a TV. Here's another thing, like my show, you know, and obviously I caught reruns. Was Good Times. Good Times is my favorite TV show of all time. Like Good Times, like Thelma. You couldn't tell me nothing about Thelma. Thelma, like Thelma, like dark skin Aunt Viv, dark skin
Dark
Aunt
Skin Aunt
Viv.
Viv was fine.
Yo, when she did that one dance class and then she did the Wade Over the Water episode, yo, you couldn't tell me nothing about Aunt Viv. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I grew up, and maybe it's nature and nurture. I don't
Yeah.
know, but it's something that just held a very strong position in my mind and played a part of what I personally find attractive or what I'm attracted to, because attraction and attractive are two different things.
You know, my first princess was Brandy, and I think that helped me with my self-esteem throughout life as well.
Interesting
Yeah,
you say that.
absolutely.
I hate Brandy. I don't know why. I've never liked Moesha. I never
Oh
like
my
something about her
goodness.
face and her just always bothered me.
Well, but seeing her as a princess,
Sure.
like my goal in
When
life
she
is
was
to
Cinderella.
be a Disney and she was
Yeah.
Cinderella.
And they didn't even explain. They were like, that
No.
was ahead of its time because they had like
So
that-
ahead of its
Yes.
time.
And they
That
didn't
was
even explain
huge
like,
back
yo,
in the
And
day.
it was,
Mom,
and the
Think about
music,
that.
like
Dad?
everything,
They were just different
everything
races and no one said
satisfied
anything.
me. Whoopi.
No one cared.
Yeah, whoopee.
Like, like
Whoopi.
no one questioned it.
Yeah,
I,
and that was a first. That was a first for me. And then even looking back, my first real crush was a Filipino man, a Filipino boy.
The Prince and Cinderella?
No, it was
Oh.
a kid at my school, but representation actually does.
make a difference.
Yeah, it really does. And she was dark skinned with braids.
And
And
her
I grew
sisters
up
were
dark
white,
skin
come to
with
think
braids.
about it.
Yeah.
There was nobody
Yeah, that's
questioned
what
none
I'm
of
saying.
that,
No one
like-
questioned it, and that's why it was very ahead of its time. And there was no, oh, why is Cinderella black? There was none of that at that
No.
time. And now you see something very different with Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
The Little Mermaid can't be black, and you know, black women are shot in their bed sleeping, and no one asks questions. You
Yeah.
see that now. So that's why I always feel flipping it now. Is it different dating a black woman?
Than other races?
Sure. You see a lot of, especially, and this is a
Different.
meme that I saw recently. There was a 30 prominent, successful black men, and all of them were married or in relationships, extreme relationships, meaning engaged or with children, to white women.
Oh.
And it was people you wouldn't have expected. It's a lot of people that people don't realize. Everyone from Childish Gambino,
Yeah.
Donald Glover, to Charles Barkley.
Yeah.
And it was Cornell West, Professor Cornell West.
Yeah.
And it was just a very interesting. Jordan Peele,
Yeah.
Michael Jordan's new significant other. The list went on and on.
So is this a question for you to answer?
This is a question for you to give perspective on, and then of course we will maybe if we are able to double back to us.
I will say for some of the men that I've been around who have a little bit more money, there's a certain lifestyle that they like, and I think that sometimes they feel, or like who they meet in that lifestyle, the people are just all white. Like one guy I
That
was
comes with a
dealing
lot of
with in
respect.
particular, everybody around him was white at the studios, at like everything. They were all white. The
Interesting.
women, they were all white. There was like
Even at Nobu all the time, every week. Everyone was all white.
Shut up. Yeah, but like low key everywhere. Everywhere
every
we-
Nobu you went, it was just white, white, white.
Yeah. No, but like seriously, like everybody everywhere,
Mm.
like behind the scenes, whatever. Anybody who was also like
Every
whatever.
private jet you got on with him was just all white
oh
people.
my gosh! Literally everyone was white. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Every member of the
So
team.
you think it's just
everybody's
what they're
white.
around? So it's because
I
you're
think
around-
that sometimes, like even some of my friends' kids, if they have like a lot of money, they're sending them to certain schools, and they're all white. So their first girlfriends and all that, they're all white. So I think that as like unfortunate as it is, it's like sometimes what they're around, and then they just get accommodated to this life, and then they're all white.
I agree. It's around them.
Yeah.
I was like working as like a part-time nanny for like a long time, and I would be in those kind of households. And it was like not even are these men that are successful, do they the white women already understand that lifestyle versus I have to learn it because I don't know this type of success. I don't know this type of money. I don't know how to, behave in certain environments. It's a process with me versus that was their real life. And now this their kids' lives. We're mixed.
Literally.
literally every Nobu white.
And I'm okay.
It's just interesting because lifestyle is a perspective I don't know if many of us think of,
Mm-hmm.
where you see you do see there's a difference racially, right? And it's been something I'm going to be very honest. It's something that I'm biased against as well. So while I do not see a fault, or I do not have a significant problem when I see a white male dating a black woman, I do judge often if I see a black man dating a white woman. Now, I'm not saying black men shouldn't date white women. However, I've seen where black men can sometimes measure success by dating a white woman,
for sure.
where they think it's more successful, where they feel like there's some value to dating
Yeah.
a white woman, and then they brag about it in a way which I personally find offensive on behalf of black women, who black women cannot be our targets and our shield. So I've seen that happen, and it's something that really dissuades me. It'll dissuade me from being a friend of a person, but they will become successful. And one of my favorite video clips of all time, I don't know if you have seen it, but I'm sure Lojak has, when the football player was being drafted, and then his white girlfriend came to sit on his lap, and then the mom
came and
snatched
snatched her.
off. Like, this is my son's moment, not yours.
Energy.
And she was trying not to go, and then she like snatched her. I feel that in a lot of ways. Now, I can see why some people would say this is racist. And to be honest, if black people had more control, it would be. But it's also the community that's the most open to being mixed. You see a lot of communities where mixing is very problematic. Whether it's in the Asian community, whether it's in the Latinx community, where there are a portion of Latinx who looks down on, oh, we're not black, we're Latino.
Yeah.
We've seen this
Yeah.
often. And thankfully, there are people who are Afro-Latino who are clarifying this and making moves towards that all the time. We see this often. So that's why I think, is there something different about dating a black woman? But do you feel, Lauren, that black women have a different expectation when you date them than a white woman? Do you think white women are, and this is a thing, some people think white women are easier to deal with?
That's what I feel like, honestly, like, just from my experience and like people I'm around, guys that are like, with like white girls, nothing against white girls or anything, they get away with a lot more, like whether,
without a
whatever
doubt.
it may be, like, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to like black women, like, you know what I'm saying, they don't play with, like, none of that. And it's definitely different dating.
We're gonna hold you to a different standard
That-
sometimes.
I think so.
I think it's a necessary standard.
I definitely agree.
Clearly.
I mean, hello.
It's easier. More manageable.
Yeah, you're kind of actually encouraging me to date white women, actually. Like, everything you're saying isn't really pleading your case. You know what I'm saying? Like if you were selling me a car, I would have left a lot.
I feel like anything you want, you can always find it in a black woman, though. Like if you want somebody who's more submissive, you can find that in a black woman. If you want somebody who's more aggressive, you can find it in a black woman.
You know what? I actually, and I'll say this, I don't know if I specifically agree with that sentiment, and I'll tell you why. I have personally noticed that there are, especially in this Hollywood life, when we say, oh, there are white women who are more manageable, it's also, I feel like it sometimes hurt people, or black women may have been hurt so much by men that a white woman might give you, and they're all might not be worth anything, or they could be worth everything, 100%. But at times I have felt that a black woman will always reserve 1% and be very wary of giving you that last 1% because they may have been taken advantage of either generationally, something that they've learned from their family.
All women don't do that.
I feel
That was a real
like
question. I thought-
because of that, as a black man, you should understand the same. Why don't you? You should feel that same. You should understand why I'm like this.
Yeah, but understanding something, and this is to play devil's advocate, doesn't mean I have to accept it or deal with it. And one of the things when you said words like easy and more manageable, I do know that as men are very lazy, and that anything that's easy and more manageable, they will always deal with. In fact, we often see that when it comes to cheating and adultery, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like girls always be like, oh my God, he cheated on me with her. She's so ugly. Yeah, but she was convenient. And also she did anal. She did a threesome. She did the thing that you weren't willing to do without judging him. But it's more often it's convenient. It's not like Monica Lewinsky was a looker. You know what I'm saying? It's not like she was a looker. It's not like Hillary's a looker, but it's not like Monica Lewinsky was a looker. At the time, Bill Clinton was a very coveted person. He could have had an affair as the most powerful man in America with anyone he wanted, but he chose the intern who was at arm's reach. The one he could be like, get in here, Monica. You know?
But
Monica came in.
I don't think it's a pitch to sell.
Convenience.
Yes, it's convenience, but also at the same time, while maybe black women are less manageable, the depths and the ranges that will go are undeniable and comparable, because to other races, if I could dare say so.
It's quality over quantity.
I think
if
so.
I dare say.
Interesting. Because I know a lot of guys that own a lot of shoes, and so they would rather have quantity over quality. Like they
Which
would
is fine.
often
That's your
have
cup of tea.
like the middle ground. Like they would have a lot of something. Like if they had $1,000, they wouldn't buy one pair of $1,000 shoes. They would buy 10 pairs of $100 shoes.
That's fine. Live your life like that. But you gonna live your love life like that?
Some people want to.
That's cool. You ain't.
And then
no
also-
funny.
What was the song?
And that was Alicia Keys, I believe.
Some people live for
Yeah, some hey,
Sing it, girl.
She almost won American Idol, so she likes to sing, but she seems like she doesn't know how to sing. So she'll do this. Lauren will do this thing. She'll
Please
play
put me
coy.
on blast. What will I do?
She'll
What
play
will I
coy.
do?
She'll play coy, like sing me sing. Oh, and then she'll start out. She'll be like a simple song. It'll be like, happy birthday to you.
Not the part in the movie when the person is nervous.
Yeah. Like
And then
and then she
Happy-
yeah, and then she's happy birthday to you, and it's like, wait, no, what happened to Shy Timid?
Scream.
Look,
And then she'll
I
end with
do.
like
It's very. It doesn't
I'm
happen.
so
It doesn't
sorry.
happen all the time, but there are times when I get very nervous if I haven't practiced the song that much.
But you obviously
And he
have a
saw
very
that
good voice.
happen once, and he will never let it go.
Jazmine, are you also a good singer?
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah, you're a singer. Am I correct?
Yeah.
He'll never.
Yeah,
let
you
it
have
go.
a great voice as
Never
well.
let anything go.
So, but the concept is, Lauren, do you feel like it's more difficult to date a black woman?
This is a safe place.
Gosh, I know it's put me on the
Can I-
spot. Do it. Repeat the question. One more
Is it-
time
yeah,
for me.
yeah.
He just said
I'm
it.
like, oh.
This is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Can you
Can I have a
repeat the
lifeline,
question?
please?
Do you think it's more difficult to
Can I
date a
phone
black
friend?
woman?
No, I mean, I think it all depends on what you're looking for. Like, You know, I don't think it's more difficult. Just like we were saying, you're held to a different standard than I feel like other races or something like that. So it can be more difficult if you let it be more difficult. But I think you're fine. It's all about you and what you want and what you're into.
That was vague.
Yeah, it was vague, but it's an honest answer. It's
It
I
is.
mean, if
You
there's
know?
one thing LoJack's been
I
on the
felt-
show is very
I
honest.
was like, that was open. That was not.
But you said something. You don't think darker skinned women like you?
Well, just because I haven't really dated many in my life, or like so that's just my.
Have you
opinion on
been
it.
around a lot of dark skinned women?
I would say probably not early in life, but I mean, yeah, I have. Yeah.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we were all recently at a social distance wonderful event, and I remember there being a young lady that was there. She was wearing pajamas. She got really mad when I said that to her.
You're the
Butterfly.
worst person. You're the worst.
She was
wearing like it was like an outfit that looked like pajamas, but
Oh,
but it
okay.
wasn't meant to be. You know, like
but
a
some
onesie.
people do that.
You know, like a onesie with like a cute like.
That wasn't a one. I mean, that wasn't pajamas.
it
No.
was she got so
It was
mad
like a
at me when I
onesie,
said it
like
was
a-
pajamas.
like a bodysuit.
She got so mad.
But
She was
they had-
really
they
upset.
had
She didn't talk to me the rest of the
pajama
night.
pattern on it, and it looked like she had
It
on
was like the
pajamas.
a
And then of
stripe.
course he's gonna say that it looks like pajamas.
Of course.
It
Yeah.
looked like a onesie.
It looked like a onesie, like from nighttime with heels.
But she was I thought she was very, very attractive.
She was pretty.
She had she had
How did you know she was
darker
upset?
skin. Oh, she told me. I told her, and she was like, pajamas? No, this is, Oscar de la Rente Palente Calente. I was like, damn, you make pajamas? Like look, if there's one thing I don't really hold back, like if okay. So it's not like I'm not the stop, but like I'm not the, oh no, don't say that. Like,
We know.
Yeah, we
no,
definitely
but
know.
honestly, to anyone who I've ever offended or hurt or anything, I'm sorry. I meant that shit. Like I said it because I
It's-
meant it, and I meant it because I said. But anyway, like to me, she was very
Therapy.
attractive, and I don't know if
Therapy.
everyone.
Therapy.
To me, I feel everyone should find her attractive, but I don't know if everyone would. Like I don't know if everyone would find her attractive, but I know I personally would find her very attractive.
I do love though that more. Obviously, there's more representation of a wider range of Black women, and it's way more comfortable walking in my blackness because of it.
Now,
Woo, yes. I'm like, oh, okay. My hair curls.
who's the person, LoJack? I'm sorry.
I was done.
Oh no, I wanted to because I thought you were done once you did the sing, but I wanted to know who's the person, LoJack, who the typical person wouldn't find attractive, like the way I found Whoopi Goldberg. I still think Whoopi Goldberg's amazing. Who's the person who is off the beaten path that you find attractive that
Ooh.
not everyone would find attractive?
That's tough. Oh man. I kind of think Queen Latifah's attractive. Like
I think she's
You know what
so
I'm saying?
beautiful.
Not gonna
Lightweight,
lie,
yo,
yeah.
like heavyweight, bro.
Oh,
Like,
Beautiful.
like
Yeah.
well, yeah, Queen
Khadijah?
Latifah's very beautiful.
Khadijah.
Oh,
Listen,
man.
I don't know why I don't know why my television was stuck on black television. Like maybe we only got BET.
Right.
I don't know. Like my Nick at Night, like people be like, that show's not on Nick at Night. I'm like, you didn't watch the Jeffersons? Like you didn't watch like Different World?
Different World
World?
was everything.
Yo, Different World?
And they said a lot of people were going to black colleges because of that show back in the
HBCU,
day.
Of course,
Yeah.
representation is
Yeah.
extremely important. Representation is actually why I'm in Hollywood. I literally, as an adult graduating law school, was figuring out what to do next in my life because of certain
up if
set
you
of
want to.
circumstances. And I saw a comedian, Mikey Winfield, who's my friend, light-skinned black guy with a fro, great smile, performing comedy and showing videos on Fuse Network. And I literally saw this person and said, if this nigga can do this shit, I can too. And I literally began a comedy career based on that. And that was me as an adult, not
What
at
was the
8,
phrase?
not as 10. If this nigga can do that shit, I can too.
Listen.
So
That was
That's
me
a
with the lion. That was me
word.
with the Lion King.
Listen.
that's how real it is. Being able to see someone look like you do something
Fun.
teaches you that you can do it too.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize that specifically in general. They don't realize because I'll get a conversation. I'm sure all of you have as well, where they'll say, "Well, Obama was president. Why didn't?"
So
we're not
racism is
racism?"
over?
Yeah. And it's like, okay, do they realize that out of 1,974 senators over the course of the American history, only 10 have ever been black. Do they realize that? Do they realize that out of the 12,300 and some odd congressmen and women we've had in history, that only 136 have been black?
They're making a choice to be ignorant at that point. If you
Like,
can
do-
if you can logically
Yeah.
think that, you're making a choice.
So, but representation, I'm sure many more black children saw President Obama and went into a life of comedy. By the way, we can talk about the comments if anyone's left some good comments. You can.
I was kind of wanting to look through them,
Yeah, of course.
but I didn't know if it was.
I need to bring
updated.
up the chat. Like, I need to involve the chat more when I do the show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
the-
like, we need the
We
chat
got some
up.
good
I
Yeah.
have
comments
a
over
friend
there. I have
in
mine.
here that I sent the link to.
Yeah.
Jessica
Hey guys.
Hi, Jessica.
Hey Jessica. Hey Teresa.
Yo,
looks
I
like
mean-
Tehran's got a confession.
I have many confessions that I will never ever confess to. Never.
Never.
What? Never.
Can you hop on?
No,
Lauren, bro?
never. What? Never.
Never.
Hardly ever.
What? Never?
Oh, no, never.
Not never.
Hardly
you have
ever.
a
I love that.
You have a good musical
How long
voice,
should
T.
you date someone before you make it official?
Yeah, that was a good
Sheesh, I might die. Like, I don't like.
Yeah.
Stall as long as you can.
That is
Yo,
sad.
I just like.
kidding.
I don't like. I
as
just.
long as you can.
I don't like rules. I don't like regulations. I don't like. You know what I don't like? I don't like being told, "Oh, you're supposed to. You're my boyfriend."
You know what
I
I
don't
don't
like that at all. Like-
Not being clear. What is this? What are we doing? What's going on?
I feel like as long as there's clarity, we can kind of take as long as we want.
Thank you.
Like
But
as
tell
long
me
as
what
if
it-
I
Gotta be a
if I
time
know
limit,
if I'm
right.
not
But tell me what-
confused, because I don't ever want to be confused. If it's just like I
Right.
know, if I know this is what it is, if I know we're just like chilling like this, then I'm fine. But if it's like the game of like I might ask you out at
I
any
may.
6 months in,
Woo.
I might at any day or not at
some
all,
days it's
or
like
or
this,
we're
some
not.
days it's
Yeah,
like-
yeah. It's like the consistency. Like if you suck, if you consistently suck, I can handle that. Like
Respect.
yeah, it's like consistency for me. So it's like yeah,
Consistency is
How
key.
long should
I
it
can
take?
understand that.
yeah.
Sheesh.
I
But
can
I do
understand
think after a certain time, you have to know when you're wasting. Like if you well, if you're wanting something that's not happening and you know what's going on here, I think you have to have that come to Jesus moment with yourself and know when it's time to walk away.
Back it up.
To a point, by the way, in regards to being black and dating. You know, when you type in professional hairstyles in Google, all these white hairstyles come up.
Right.
And then when you type in unprofessional hairstyles, black hairstyles come up. Have you ever had dated someone who did not like your hairstyle?
Yes,
No,
she had gone to therapy, and I have not.
I am very therapized, but no.
Yes. Yeah. Cause I mean, to be honest, I didn't care for it either.
You didn't like your hairstyle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
Or
different.
no,
Like
no, no,
if
I
you
didn't
just
like
had
my
ugly
hair in general. Like it was just like I didn't
Oh.
know.
You didn't like your natural hair.
Yeah, like I don't know how to feel about this either. So cool, but especially when I'm from Atlanta, so I have been sewed up, gelled up, and weaved up since I was about 6 years old,
Yeah.
Literally,
respectfully. And
Yeah.
this one guy I was dating, and I was like,
It turned out to be gay.
wow,
Oh, I'm so sorry.
did you know it?
How did you know?
No, but I had my lace front on, and and he was like, "Oh, I can see the knit," and I was like, "What? That's crazy."
yeah. I've
And
never.
So he
had
didn't
one.
like my hairstyles, but sis was figuring it out.
Now you go with natural hair.
That was a quarantine discovery too, but I was just like,
that your hair was actually curly. She didn't know all her
I
life.
didn't.
You have very
Until
nice
I was-
hair, by the way.
Thanks. Until I was like older, and I was like, oh,
When I was growing up, like I feel like being light skinned wasn't as common as it is now. We see a lot of light skinned people, but at that time, being light skinned was something people coveted, and being mixed isn't as common as it is now. And people don't realize that how rare being mixed is because we see so many mixed representation on television. We don't realize that
what it
mixed
is.
mixed children are less than 3% of all children in America. right?
Definitely did not know that at all.
That is a real thing. So
I've gotten
because
beat out by a lot of light skinned girls.
yeah, we always see this, but that's the
To represent
mixed,
black people, yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Mixed race isn't really a very common thing, and when I was growing up, it wasn't as common as much. And I remember people like, oh my god, oh, black mixed with anything's pretty, like as if black is not pretty, like as in black couldn't be good looking, and that was something that always offended me. Was like, why do you think I'm because I'm mixed? Like there's so much more to me than this identity. There's much more to me.
People found you more interesting because you were mixed?
100, and not just mixed, but light skin. They didn't even know because when people think mixed, they typically think white and black.
Yeah.
They very rarely look at other associations as being mixed, whether you're Latinx and African American, or in my case, Iranian and African American. People don't think of that.
Yeah, that's one that I have definitely only seen twice or 3 times now.
Yeah, that sounds way less rare. Who are these people? Where did these? You never.
You, Yara,
Okay, Yara. Okay.
and Tatana.
Okay, so basically my
Literally
family.
everybody you know as
Like,
well.
yeah,
Yeah,
every-
literally.
Basically my crew of people. You know what I'm saying? Like basically everyone that's like my family of group of people or people that I'm very like close with is what you're saying is black and Persian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the only
I mean,
3
and
I've
there's
ever
a lot,
seen.
and by a lot, I mean we're still very rare. However, there's a lot more than people realize. Actually, there's an entire collective of Black Iranians who have come to light. We're just featured in Al Jazeera. Paradis and Parisa and Priscilla and Alex and a group of people were just amazing. But my whole thing is, I feel like people do adore or covet light skin over dark skin, and especially in women, that must be something that like hurts.
We have to go to
Oh,
therapy.
yeah. Literally, I know so many dark-skinned girls who are still so hurt by growing up being dark-skinned. Like if you grow up dark-skinned, you're gonna go through something. There's no one who does not.
You know what? But people think light skinned people. If I see another light skinned meme of us crying when I'm actually crying, I'm gonna be very upset. I'm gonna just. There is a lot of colorism in the African American community itself. It's not just like. Do you feel like white guys like dark skinned girls a lot?
Yes, and one thing that I've noticed is I think that Instagram has really put a lot of dark-skinned girls on, because I have stopped hearing like a lot that you're pretty for a dark-skinned girl. I've started hearing like, oh my gosh, are you Nigerian? Like, oh my gosh, what race are you? You look exotic. Are you African? Whereas like before, it would be like people used to come and be like, are you black? Like, are you mixed with something? And I'd be like, I'm very dark, and I'd
Literally?
be
Black,
surprised.
black.
And it'd be like,
Oh
well,
my
you're pretty, so I'm
gosh.
wondering if you're mixed with something. And I'd be like, no, just like I'm black mixed with like Negro. And then they'd be like, oh, what? That's like no way. There's like no way. You
I'm
know, because
from-
it's like you're like, yeah, I think you're cute, so you must be you like have to be mixed. But I realize with Instagram now we can see that like dark skinned girls
Come
are
from-
beautiful. Like they're so represented, and
Yeah.
there's so many like dark skinned girl pages that I see a bunch of
Ducky.
white kids. Oh yeah, Ducky
No
for
one
sure.
in
My
my
girl
life
Ducky?
had ever asked me, "What am I?" in Atlanta. It wasn't. You're breaking my neck.
I hate us.
No one asked me, "What am I?" until I moved to LA, and then I was like, "Nigga."
Yeah, like I'm.
You know, I loved Atlanta. The first time I went to Atlanta, I mean, I had some very crazy experiences in Atlanta, but I love Atlanta because you see such a strong representation of blackness, and it's so prevalent that blackness is normalized.
Yeah.
Where it's not
And working black people too. Everywhere you go, people
exactly
are working.
It's middle class black families, educated black families, and it's not like, oh, it's special. It's normalized, much like it is in Washington D.C. And I'm not saying it's because it's not normal. It's because it should be.
Yeah.
And people don't highlight those areas the way they don't ever speak of Baldwin Hills when they talk about a black neighborhood. They always go to Compton.
Yeah,
Like, Baldwin
Yeah.
Hills is
black. Yeah.
very. And I remember the first time I went to Baldwin Hills, and I walked around. I was looking for a law school professor, his house, and I noticed so many black people in this neighborhood, and I was like, yo, what's going on here? Like, it was something where, because I didn't realize that there was stuff like this in LA. I
Yeah.
knew there were things like this in the outlining areas of Washington, D.C., but I did not know that this existed in Los Angeles, because Los Angeles is such a segregated city. You know, Inglewood, Compton, you know what I'm talking about.
Mhm.
East LA, you know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Glendale, you know who I'm talking about.
Yes.
Beverly Hills, you know who I'm talking about. Right? So it's like, it's very segregated. So it's just interesting to me. If you wanted to find a dark-skinned black girl, Lo, where would you go?
Instagram.
If you want me, you can find me in the.
Instagram's the way to go.
Okay.
Probably like somewhere.
I'm so glad you didn't say
So-
Roscoe's. I'm
Hi,
so
Alum.
glad.
I was gonna say like somewhere south of the 10 freeway.
Hi,
Because
Faberton.
Hollywood
term.
doesn't show dark-skinned
Nah.
girls love.
Yeah.
But then you get girls like Lupita, and everyone said, and they do use terms like exotic instead of, maybe she's just good looking, bro.
Yeah.
Maybe she's just
She
hot.
she really put us on, because I feel like a
She
lot of
did.
people were so
Pretty.
obsessed with her and how
It opened up
extravagant
the
she was.
spectrum
And I
of
remember people
black.
being like, I just don't understand why I'm so obsessed with her. And people being so baffled. And
It
I
was
was like, you
great.
should always been.
Jazmine, do you consider yourself dark-skinned?
No, I am paper. I'm about a part of the paper bag brown community. In many instances, it's different for me to be Lauren's light-skinned friend, I guess. But a lot of other situations, I am the dark-skinned friend, and I represent
Both sides.
paper brown bag community. We matter.
Think we're a good duo.
We're a good duo.
You two are a good duo. When you go out, do you find a lot of men hitting on you?
All
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. I was like, how are we gonna answer this?
Yeah.
Should we lie?
Like, no, but seriously, now what kind of men hit on you though?
short, tall.
The ones that are around.
Yeah.
when
Like
we
all
go-
men. So
All
it,
men.
They hit on all the time.
Yeah,
Have
like
you ever
literally
not
it's
been hit
been
on?
it's literally been white, black, old, young. Yeah, for sure.
Have we ever not been hit on?
yeah, have you ever gone somewhere and just not been hit on and you're like, oh,
What's going on?
we know why.
No, it's just not,
Not
the time
yet.
and place. But if it's ever the time or place or space, then
Maybe during COVID, like if we're wearing our masks. No.
No.
Never mind. No.
it still will come.
Oh man, being beautiful must be so
No.
tough. Oh my God.
You know what? I don't
No,
even
boo.
think like it's. I think.
Somebody said they both fine. Thank you.
They that's I mean
What straight
We
guy
just-
not gonna try and hit?
exact. I mean, look, as funny as that is, that's
Keep the
actually
chats coming.
a thing. I mean, I
Dog.
I would see this, but I could also see certain people, and I'll tell you why. Let's look at when I brought up the statistics earlier. Asian men. Asian men can go out and just like never, because they're not created in a, they're not sexually emancipated on television,
Yeah.
and they're not in those roles many times. Thankfully, more and more now.
Yeah.
Then you realize that Asian men get the least amount of women.
Mm-hmm.
You very rarely see, for example, a black woman with an Asian man.
I see it sometimes, but definitely not common.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll see black men with Asian women, but you
Yeah.
won't really see like a black.
It's definitely life imitating art right
exactly. You don't see that. You'll see white men with black women way more than you'll see Asian
there.
men.
Yeah.
with
And I know a lot of
women.
black women right now who are loving white men. It's
Yeah.
like it's the common theme right now.
It's become the new,
Yeah, especially on Broadway.
especially on television, by the way, where that's the representation that they try to push as if that's the majority. I've noticed that a lot actually, where they'll often have a white man dating a black woman, but very rarely have a black man dating a white woman.
Yeah, we've never
if
had
it
a black
doesn't have
Disney
to-
prince,
If it has to do with the storyline, exactly.
but we've had a black princess and a Native American one. And
sure.
we still have never had like a black.
Was the
Native
frog
American.
didn't turn into a black man?
No.
White guy.
Yeah, he wasn't black.
And
black.
that's and you wouldn't have like a white Disney princess
Get with
fall
a
in love
black.
with a
mm,
black
Oh no.
prince.
Yeah.
I couldn't see
Wow.
that happening.
Somebody say come to Oakland. Asian men and black women together a lot.
That's actually a
Oakland-
true thing.
Asian
Yeah,
Oakland
for
is a
sure.
place.
Got that swag.
Yeah,
though,
Asian
you know
guys
what I'm
in
saying?
Oakland aren't Asian. They're blackity black too. Like I'm
Black.
Like,
Some Islander.
but that my thing is, I've just noticed that. I've noticed it a little where I've seen how they push an agenda.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there's an agenda when it comes to black women?
I think there's always an agenda, and I don't even notice if people do it on purpose. Like when I first was acting in LA at like 13 to 16, I used to always be asked to gain weight because I was dark skinned and I could sing. And then it was like anybody that they were having on a show at the time, and like even like a lot of dark skinned girls, they were like they're great actresses and like still rooting for them to this day, but like they were like looking for a dark skinned fat girl, and then sometimes the only black girl on the show is going to be dark skinned, chubby, or like whatever. And I used to get asked to like, would you mind gaining weight? Would you mind cutting off all your hair and then gaining weight? Like,
I just
Yeah.
it was uncomfortable for me because I always had to be the unprettier version of whoever the lead was.
oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? Or whoever the pretty girl was. Then you have to become now more unattractive
Yeah.
because we can't. say
How
that you-
dare we have, like, I was so shocked. I filmed the show called Cherish the Day, and I walked in and I was like, there's no way I'm going to get this part. And then they casted me, and it was two dark-skinned women as best friends. And I feel like that's something that I wasn't seeing often either. It's like a black girl, her friend is always going to be a white girl or like whatever. And we were both like two blickety black girls.
What?
Blickety black.
I really appreciate both of you for being on the show. I really appreciate everything you had to say, and I
fun.
hope all of us, including myself, I know I learned a lot. LoJack, I feel like,
Man, learned a lot.
and I hope you at home did as well. We appreciate both of you for being on the show. Every week we do choose an Imperfect Gentleman of the Week, and the Imperfect Gentleman is somebody who embodies the characteristic of an imperfect gentleman, growth and strength. And this week is going to be Chris Paul, from State Farm to trying to lead his team, unfortunately, to a further playoff berth. Chris Paul, I don't know. I think I like Chris Paul. I just like him. You know what I'm saying? I like Chris Paul, and I like
I like him a lot, except too much flopping for me.
he flopped a little too much.
Yeah, too much flopping.
No, but
CP3,
he didn't,
But
you
do your
know.
thing, man.
Hopefully, OKC understands your value, and so do we. Thank you so much.
Thanks, S-Dub.
Where can people find you if you want to be found? Let's start, of course, with Loren Lott.
I'm Lauren number one.
You can
You're
be Lauren
sweet. You can follow me on anything at LorenSharice, Lauren Sharice. And that's on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, everything.
And you can follow me, since I clearly have a sad obsession to social media, at Jazmine, Jazmine, and on TikTok, Jazmine Now.
You can follow me. Is that LoJack on all
Yeah, it is.
platforms? Twitter, Instagram. Come check me out.
That's right. And of course, you can follow at Imperfect G Show all across the board. And I am the impeccable, impenetrable Tehran von Ghasri. Find me at I am Tehran all across the board. Anywhere social media exists, whether it's IG or the tweet, make sure to follow me. And alongside Mr. George Corey, that's Mr. George, Khouri. And we are Imperfect Gentlemen. Remember, nobody's perfect but us. We'll be back.
I was
See
like,
you next
there's no way he's
Wednesday.
going to let that fly. There's no way.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Is it still on? Is this thing still on?